and gentlemen, boys and girls, because it's time for another Linux Gamecast Weekly. Pre-shows for the internet. Hey, beautiful people, what's going on? We just got done talking about how awesome AT&T Sauron Tower is.
It's true. Listen, I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure that the CEO of AT&T isn't serving Melkor, but
Pretty sure, not 100%.
not 100%.
Oh, wow, it's Saturday night. Or Sunday
Maybe we
morning.
should. I was gonna say maybe we should dispatch camera Gandalf to go take a look at this. Alan, what are you doing?
Right. Hey, we have this put together. Things are lining up. I had to do a last-minute render, which worked out, and nothing died. That's brilliant. $35,000 to build. All right, 35 grand to build a computer. Pedro, go.
Let's see. Dual Titan V's. That's like 10,000 right there.
Quad.
Yeah, quad's a bit. Yeah.
All right.
Let's go with dual. That's 10,000. So then you get those double epic motherboards.
Load them up.
Yeah, get two of the really priciest epic processors. Fill all 16 slots of RAM with, I don't know,
RAM.
4,200 RAM.
I'm looking them up. Like what's the max RAM you can cram in one of those things?
Yes.
Dual socket. All right, Epic Dual Server Solutions. This is from. God damn it, AMD! You're not going to give me a list of motherboards.
But yeah, like 4,200 megahertz RAM, however much it takes. And then, I mean, the rest of the PCIe slots would just be NVMe PCIe SSDs.
Oh, four terabytes of RAM. 4 terabytes of RAM is what they cap out at.
Ooh, okay, so you probably wouldn't be able to max it out with a 3,500 budget.
35,000. 35,000.
35,000, yeah. Okay.
Actually, out of curiosity, how much does 4 TB of RAM cost? Google.
ECC RAM.
Actually, just shy of 10 grand.
All right.
Okay, so you can totally max
it's in
it
our
out.
budget.
Cool.
Yeah.
We have dual
4
Teslas.
terabytes of RAM, dual.
Oh, sorry, that's
Titan
one.
Vs.
That's 1 TB. Sorry, that's 1 terabyte of RAM. So 40,000 would be to max that out. But,
Okay, we can have the Titan V's, but I also want a Tesla for rendering.
Okay. Yeah, we can lose a little bit on the PCIe NVMe. Yeah.
I think we'll have the lanes available.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the dual epics. the hard part will be consuming all the PCIe lanes.
Oh no,
Yeah.
no! The entire drive's like, I don't know, 20 gig SATA. 5400 RPM.
Yeah, just booting it takes for fucking ever.
Get those top of the line Optanes and use that as cache for the NVMEs.
Ooh, okay. According to Amazon, 1.5 terabyte RAM kit for a Dell PowerEdge server, 24 grand.
Ooh.
So that'll knock out about like
$35,000 non-enterprise. It's cheating going into enterprise.
Okay, so no
I could
epics.
burn that.
well that kind of disqualifies epics, right? Like that's
Yeah.
I
We
can
could do
fit,
with a Threadripper,
wait a
like the
minute.
16 core, 32
listen,
thread.
you can buy an Epic motherboard that'll fit into an EATX case. This has to go in a full-size tower.
full tower. Dual Threadripper motherboard. Does such a thing exist?
No. You still need an epic motherboard. That's the thing if you want to go for the dual processor.
Yeah. Because like, yeah,
See,
RAM and
you
CPU.
peasants are thinking wrong. You're thinking epic. I'm like, Now if I got to burn
Xeon's-
35 power.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Power 9, yeah.
we can get a little, yeah, we can definitely get a little esoteric with the architecture, but well, so that's the thing. What are we trying to do with this computer?
Yeah, what software we're running here?
Yeah, our like our.
Yes, I'm talking about specialized software.
Do I? So like that's the thing, right? Do I expect to be able to play Doom on this computer, like 2016 Doom, or
Has to be able to run XBill.
or XBill? Okay, so that
Okay.
so that drastically, yeah. Then you need to get like some fucking prototype fucking CPU or some shit. Yeah.
I don't know.
You can like there are ways to inflate the price. We just gotta find it.
That's what
we
we're
have
for.
we quite literally have the technology. We just need to figure out what it is.
Me and Pedro were thinking about doing a like a $500, 500-pound equivalent build off.
Oh,
Yeah.
that might be fun.
The cheapo system.
Right, budget build, budget
Right.
Linux gaming rig.
Yeah, how to do it in the U.S., Canada, and the U.K.
But then we gotta figure out like how does thievery factor into the price?
Yes.
Yeah, can you just like break
How
into people's
comfortable are you
houses?
with kidnapping?
Yeah. Do you own any firearms? And if so, what caliber?
Man, it'd be interesting to try to do a scavenge build, like an eBay build. All
Yeah,
used equipment, nothing new.
That's feasible.
Yeah. It'd be a fun video, but it'd be like entirely unreliable as an informative thing.
Well,
like whatever.
then it would get 100 million views on YouTube if it was
True, yeah.
completely non-informative and
That's right. I'm falling into the Google feud trap of like, I wouldn't find this useful, but
right. I wouldn't watch it.
but I'm sure it is exactly the kind of shit that the Linus Tech Tips audience is all about.
Throwing shade.
Yes, we have a classy group of followers here in yon chat realm.
Nah.
The classiest of moms.
Right, we're gonna stick the clock, so we got just under 2 minutes.
Oh no.
Just going from like eBay prices.
Oh god.
Yeah, you can get a 980 for like 150 pounds.
Scott,
secondhand.
that literally just murdered my erection. I don't think I'll ever be able to have one again. Why, Scott? Why?
Okay. We're gonna need multiple pictures of Kevin Smith to erase that image.
Fat Kevin Smith or skinny Kevin Smith?
I'm not picky. I have moods.
Are you in a thick Smith mood or a thin Smith mood?
Right. Is that right? 333. Yeah. All right. Wait. That's right.
Yeah, we're not getting another one of those.
Probably not.
Yeah, that was like, it was definitely one of those. It seemed like a great idea at the time, but like once you get into the nitty gritty of implementing it, then you realize this is a terrible plan.
Like, oh crap, we're going to have to do a full length thing of this? Okay.
Oh wait, every time we fuck up, we have to rebuild the sets. God damn it! And like there was some pretty good model work in there too. So
Oh man, one of the beautiful things about Team America is the total psych they pull at the beginning of the film.
Oh yeah.
You thought it was going to be that type of shit puppetry, and you're like, "What? Really?" Then you get the pull out, and like, "Oh, dicks."
Yeah. America, America.
All right, everyone, let's do a show.
Oh, what a lovely tea party.
America. Fuck yeah.
Lick my nuts and suck on my balls, America. uh,
Cool.
Yeah.
And welcome back to Linux Gamecast Weekly, the show that covers the latest Linux gaming news, reviews, how-tos, and most importantly, whatever the hell else we come up with. This week, we're going to be talking about Google's new Stadium thing that's not called Stadium, but it is the new face of gaming, and that's only if they don't kill it in 19 months. The first battle royale with cheese to ever come to Linux is dead, and no one's really surprised about it.
do you want standard Spock or bearded Spock? Doesn't matter. Kronos is making the decision for you. And glitched out. And now you can pick through its corpse.
Valve has updates, one of which only half borked the Linux client, and RTX gonna give it to you. Assuming you have a 10 series or newer NVIDIA GPU.
I do.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another Linux Gamecast Weekly. I'm Old Man Ven, that is Jordan Swing up in Canada, and the man on the island in Britannia is one Pedro Mateus,
Hello.
together with Shatroom Dynamic down there in the bottom, helping us form Cocaine Voltron. What's up, Lance?
I'm...
Jordan, you wrote something. You get to go first.
I did. After like literal years of you complaining that I never write something there, I've taken to writing a
I got stage
yeah.
fright, man. I saw I couldn't compete. I was like,
Yeah. It's frightening. It is just frightening. Yeah, no, I think I'm almost done apartment hunting. I have a few more places I want to take a look at, but I'm pretty sure I settled on the location, and according to the internet, it's serviced by 1.1 gigabyte fiber, or 1.1 gigabit fiber. I wish it was 1.1 gigabyte fiber. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
But alas, I'll have to deal with the measly, anemic 938 megs up.
oh man, every day will be a struggle, and I will hate you each of those days. Pedro, what's new on the island, man?
If you saw the news, there was this whole big thing happening in London where a bunch of people got together and decided to march down to, stop Brexit. I'm hopeful it'll do something. Not entirely sure what that something will be, but I'm hopeful it'll do something. Mostly because I like this place and I kind of want to stay here for a little bit longer, so please don't kick me out.
Kick him out, UK. Kick him out.
Pexit?
Pexit.
We've decided that instead of the UK leaving the EU, it's just going to be Pedro.
Just Pedro.
They just kick him out in the ocean.
Sacrificial. Like, listen, we're going to get rid of one person. Just Pedro.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Over here, I've been going through the adventures of sticking together a thread ripping system and learning a lot about that. That's having fun. Learned about the power supplies with the two EPS connectors. Like, really? Of course. Why not? Flip table. And I'm kind of getting over it. I'm petting the Box of Business Tipsy Danger Mark II, kind of like the young boy in Old Yellow. It's like, oh, I'm going to have to put you down soon, boy. But it's going to be all right. I'm going to shoot.
Wait, for a second there, I thought you were implying that like they were going to shoot the little boy in Old Yeller.
No,
like,
I was in.
Man, I watched a very different movie.
Like we shoot the horse each and every week, you scrub.
Yeah, the horse has been shot time and time again. I think we've just beat it into a fine white powder. It's the that horse. Hashtag snort that horse.
Yes. So, speaking of snorting things, Valve's apparently on some pretty strong medication because they decided to update the library, which is the one bit of the Steam client that hasn't been touched in years, and they've decided, you know what, it's probably
so
time
pretty.
to do something.
Oh my god.
Yeah. We had kind of hinted that they may be doing something about it because there was that GIF that they had in the About page that showed a very different library to what people were used to. And this is now the actual thing. It was presented at GDC. So you can look forward or, dread the day that the update comes down the pipe and your library will end up looking like this. And
yeah. It's new and I hate it. I don't know. It looks like it's not really changing much in the way of like where buttons are. It's just making it a lot more like modern material designy type thing. The other thing they're introducing is events, which attempts to like alert you on regarding like sales or free weekends or DLC or shit like that. And they're saying, oh yeah, you can tie it into like your Google Calendar and stuff. I'm like, it could be interesting, but I'm curious if they can strike a balance between like informative and just spamming you nonstop with garbage to the point where like your phone goes off at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Oh, Jet Set Radio has a new whatever, and you just pick up your phone and throw it across the room. Consequently, you don't wake up for work the next morning because your alarm got shattered.
What do you think? I think it's kind of interesting and strange to see Valve in a reactionary pose for the first time since I've ever used the product. We need to do a thing. We need to update things and change. It started with a chat client. But really all I'm worried about is, well, it's still launch games. And still launch. That's all I care about. That's what I use Steam for. Launch game.
Yeah.
Also getting into multiplayer lobbies.
Yeah. And one of the things that I tried several times already to do is create a little collection for the games that I've finished. And I've tried to do that at least 3 times in the past. And 3 times an update came down that said, yeah, that collection you created, fuck you. It's gone now. And one of the things that they highlight in this TechSpot article are...
Wow. Wow, Pedro.
Listen, it's harticle. Yes. It's harticle to pronounce.
But one of the things they highlight is the fact that the collections will now be improved and you can create automatic ones based on game tags and etc., etc. But they do mention that you will be able to create your own. Yes. Will they actually let me create my own and let me keep it?
No.
Because that's my question here.
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Hey, we do got a little bit of news. Valve is getting a new employee, and that employee is going to work on Linux.
Supposedly, this is from Paul Fenwick's Twitter, at PJF, and he's like, man, I have so many unplayed Steam games, and now I'm going to work for Steam, so now I'm going to have all the unplayed Steam games. So he's going to be working to improve Linux as a gaming platform and work on modding related things, whatever that means. So I guess the real question is he going to be on like Team Proton or something like that, or is he going to be working on one of the other projects that they do? Because Valve actually does bring stuff to Linux. They routinely release stuff on Linux. So I'm curious if he's going to be working on one of those other teams, or is he just going to be working to improve the integration with Proton? Maybe some Steam Workshop stuff, because I know mods can be a little tricky when it comes to, or getting mods working can be tricky when it comes to doing low-level API translation like that. Who knows? Well,
getting mods working can be a lot tricky because capitalization, too.
Yeah, it's just case-sensitive file system.
Could you imagine if that's like actually his job is just to like go in and like set up regular expression rules to like flip to like correct camel case and shit like this so that shit will actually work.
It's like winning and like, I got a job at Valve. This is your purpose. Like,
you're a glorified said.
Outside of that, just getting a new person working at Valve and one that is actually working on the Linux side of things, it's like, oh, Christmas came early or late. However you want to look at it. But yeah, no, that's great.
All right. Yeah. Speaking of Twitter, give this a quick mention. Like, what's going on here? Perret. He just kind of chimed in. He's like, yo, man, we got some things coming up with Vulkan. And what is it? Become Humans, upcoming PC version. That's an Epic title, right? On the Epic Store?
No.
I don't know. It's from Epic Games.
It's a David Cage game.
No.
Yeah.
But Vulcan. And when I hear from Peter, yeah, it's like, usually has something to do with Linux. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Or
Like
maybe
the next tweet we're going to talk about.
I don't know. To me that sounds like, hey, this will be really quick to get up on the whitelist for Proton. I don't think we're gonna get a native Linux version.
I don't know. I want to
we
believe,
got one for Fahrenheit.
Red
We got one
String
for
behind me
Fahrenheit.
and all that. And send us your thoughts on that. That was kind of weird. It just seemed very out of place for him. And I was like, what's this about, man? I don't know, because he normally tweets stuff like this.
Yeah, so that heads up that he posted earlier on in the week was to let people know that the new Steam client, well, the beta anyway, will need glibc 219 as they're upgrading the Chromium embedded framework that basically the client runs on. And as long as you
You tried, Pedro. Yeah.
We're going to have to reformat it.
Right, yeah. So glibc 2.19 is about Ubuntu 14.04. So you know, if your game is here's the thing, right? Like we still to this day see a lot of developers like, in the system requirements you need Ubuntu 12.04, and that is like 7 years old now, or like 7-8 years old. And yeah, you should probably move on to something a little newer when it comes to I want to say C libraries. Yeah. But it's coming. I expect breakage and a lot of complaints about.
We need to pour one out for our CentOS gamers out there, our homies.
No, they're still good.
Old Cent. You know, people stuck at work, man. They're like, they can't
like
upgrade.
Cent 7,
like, oh,
not
man.
7.1 or 7.2, Cent 7.
Yeah, or if you for whatever reason you're still stuck on Cent 6. Right. Yeah, because like 7.5 has some fairly recent shit in there. Yeah. Anyways,
that's the thing.
No,
right.
it's
Battle Royale.
Anything that's
Dav Diary.
5.
It's a beautiful thing. So long. Farewell. Greetings, contestants. You remember the culling? It's that one thing we tried to play. Oh,
well, we got out of the elevator and we got into the field, and then the game would crash.
That's pretty much it. It was like a TV show type. It was Battle Royale. You came up out of the ground, and that happened. Pedro, this had like a sticky origin story to it, though, didn't it?
Origin story? Well, not so much, because when it started, it was actually really nice and people really got into it when it first came out in early access. Then they changed a few things and more games came out and they lost a bunch of people that were playing the game. And then they decided, you know what? Let's release the Culling 2 and just make it a complete ripoff of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. And it was about as well received as you would expect. Everyone
so they tried to pull a Fortnite and didn't get away with it.
Well, everyone just left them out of existence, basically. They said, you know what, we'll just cancel the Culling 2 and we'll start to focus on the original Culling. And I'm guessing that didn't, do any favors when it came to morale in the development team. So yeah, it doesn't really surprise me.
Well, they call it out specifically in this little open letter they have. That they were kind of hoping that in-app purchases on the Culling 1 would actually make the game profitable, and that's kind of the two-edged sword, right? Is like maybe if you cultivate a good fan base who is like willing to spend money on small things, yeah, you can have a sustainable game model based on that. But if you don't, then your game's gonna tank. That's why you have to go after children. That's why Epic was good with Fortnite, right? It's like these children have no impulse control, and they have parents who don't pay attention to their credit card bills. So
this is true. When it went free to play, we tried it. We tried it in the after show, and we got a gang of people in, and it was a nope cascade. If you don't know what that is, it's like Rocket League back in the day. We'd be playing the after show, have 8 people in, it would just chain crash for everyone. We couldn't get in, didn't perform. It was running on Unreal Engine, and that was part of the curiosity of it. Like, I mean, it did launch, it's never connected correctly. I still think it's a better love story than Crazy Justice.
I.e. getting just shit cans.
I just want to point out, Go After Children, Jordan's Funk 2019.
Listen, the tobacco industry figured that out years ago. The alcohol industry's been doing it. The gambling industry's been doing that. I'm just saying, if you want to make money, you have to target children with your advertising.
True words
You can
have
take
never been spoken. All right. Symbol V, Delta V. Yeah. all right.
Delta V, the Rings of Saturn, because Steam doesn't like I guess Latin characters in their URIs, but they do have a demo, by the way. This is a game where you're basically playing the Canterbury from The Expanse. You're just you're an asteroid miner. You're collecting ice. It's there's a focus on physics-based controls, so it's going to play similar to Retro Booster, where you have to fight gravity, you have to manage your thrust, you have to manage your acceleration, and yeah, it has some very German system requirements, at least when I checked. They fixed it earlier this week when I looked at it. All the system requirements were in German, but the rest of the article was in English. That's why I put that in the show notes. But yeah, it's coming spoon, but you can check out the demo now and see if this is the type of game that you like. Hopefully, it's not priced too ridiculous. Maybe in like the $10, $15
the
range.
2D, the asteroid mining type of situation.
Are you trying to say it's kind of been done to fucking death?
Yeah, it has. And you'd think in 2019, with game engines like Unity and Godot that actually do 3D really, really well, that people wouldn't do this 2.5D of having fully 3D rendered stuff in a 2D plane. Just, 3D. Make it different. Come on.
This kind of boils back to the thing I said a while back of one thing about modern day engines is you get enhanced programmer art.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I guess 3D would add one extra dimension to the whole.
Go try the demo. Maybe it's your jam. It doesn't cost you.
I mean, at least from a design perspective, though, like doing a 3D game like that would probably be a lot more substantial in terms of effort required than something 2D. So I don't know what the size. I don't know what the size of Codera software is. They may just be like a 1 or 2 man team. So,
ladies and gentlemen, we do have to put the horse to rest this week, but it's not the Night's Watch. But at least for this week, we have to start an epic watch.
We might as well.
Be the sword in the darkness?
Shut up, Crow. Read. Dance Monkey.
So, The Gamer has a bit of an article about Mr. Sweetie himself saying that developers will decide who wins the game Store Wars, not consumers.
Not Star Wars.
Argument.
No, Star Wars.
I would make the argument that if you replace developers with greed, then that sentence starts to make a hell of a lot more sense.
What if you replaced it with winning, Pedro?
What if you replaced it with nacho cheese?
No, you could just replace it with money because that's what Epic is doing.
Nacho cheese is winning. What the hell, man?
This is like a little bit of a extrapolation article based on something that Tim Sweeney said about, developers being the ones who get to choose where their game goes, and people will have to follow the developers if they want to play their games. But the justification that they put behind it, I personally don't agree with, because Epic is paying developers money to make them exclusive to the Epic Store, and they're giving developers a higher cut of each sale. So basically, we're talking about greed here, not developers.
I mean, welcome to living in a capitalist society,
right?
Pedro. That's kind of the name of the
Portugal.
game. Right. I just want to point it out, but that photo at the top of the article kind of makes Tim Sweeney look like a dollar store Linus Torvalds. That was my first reaction when I saw that. But yeah, Tim's stance here is a little weird because, yeah, you're not really making this. I'm not sure if they're making the store better experience for developers. Like Pedro said, really, they're just throwing a bunch of financial incentives in front of them. The Epic Store, as it currently stands from a usability perspective, is pretty bad, at least from the consumer side. And I think Tim is really overestimating how far gamers are willing to go in order to get the games that they want to play. If you're going to give them a very poor quality of life, when stuff like Steam or GOG are even like putting efforts to making the user experience better, I'm not gonna like try and stub my toe to get free games.
Okay,
but
you're thinking of it like I would think of it, and like Pedro's thinking of it. You're not thinking of it as I'm 12 and I got a PC because all my friends are playing Fortnite and the only game store I ever used was Epic, and now Epic's like, shit, well, we got them here. Let's start selling them some extra shit.
I mean, there's a lot of conjecture going on, right? And Tim and Team Epic or Team Sweeney, as we should call it. Team Sweeney seems pretty confident that their method is going to win outright. I mean, they have the guy who is doing a Steam Spy. Supposedly they've been using him to gather a ton of business intelligence for a good long time. So
until Valve sues somebody for industrial espionage.
No,
what universe do you live in?
That's the thing. When you have a public API that you can use to scrape data, you kind of throw that defense out the window. But there's a lot more to the story that I want to say for the third story in this Epic Watch.
All right,
section.
so let's get on to the second one. Online services supporting nearly 250 million players launch, operate, scale great games. One SDK. Now, goddamn it, Pedro. Everything is included. Yeah, man. This is Epic Works, whatever you want to call it. Why are you talking about this? Well, if I do this magic trick on the web page, Linux is supposed to show up somewhere, and it doesn't.
There's the Linux logo at the top there.
Where's it at? Where's that?
Scroll up. Scroll up.
No.
It's at the very top of the thing.
There we go. There's a little tuxie.
It's in the text. Continue, as you were. I have no doubt that Epic is going to give developers the tools to support Linux. Just not... I don't think they're going to be doing it directly. Question mark?
Yeah, in varying states of completion is my corollary to that as well. I mean, again, Valve releases a lot of software on Linux that like can be directly ingested and utilized.
Found it right here.
Yeah,
what platforms will Epic Online Services support? Windows, Mac, and Linux. PlayStation, Xbox, and Android, Switch, and iOS support will be added. So Linux is listed up with the ones that like, hey, this is going to be coming out. And what we're definitely not saying is this will ever happen.
Oh, it's
I don't know. Given their existing level of support for Linux, I'm not holding my breath.
Yeah.
Going to be like that?
Prove me wrong, Epic. Prove me wrong.
Here's the thing, though. I mean, all right, this is not really lined up, but I'm just saying theoretically, okay, they're showing this, and they're just going to prove us all wrong. And Epic's like, next week rolls out, yeah, here's Linux client with all that other stuff. Are you or are you not going to have a very confused hate boner for Epic all of a sudden?
I will remain skeptic, but I will accept it. Mostly because I'm gonna on Linux.
I'm gonna do the Google thing where it's like, okay, Google introduced this really cool new service. How long until they kill it?
I don't know. Pedro, you have some thoughts?
Yeah, if they're so keen on showering developers with money, it's like, oh yeah, make your game exclusive and we'll pay you a shit ton of money.
If you say exclusive one more time, I'm muting you. Bring it.
So why not do the same for multiple platforms? Say, look, your release, you make the game available on Windows, Mac, and if they ever release the Linux client on Linux as well, and we'll give you an extra shit ton of money. I don't see them doing that. I don't see anyone doing that. Steam, looking at you right now.
Valve would definitely be the people to do that.
Yeah, like taking the AMD approach of giving everyone out there the access to the source code, the tools, everything else, like Epic has been doing with Unreal Engine 4 and whatnot, is great, but not incentivizing its use. Well, we kind of know exactly where that landed mantle when it was AMD's idea. It wasn't until it turned into Vulkan that people actually started using it.
Well, Rami Ismaili has some thoughts. You might know him from Nuclear Throne. There's a little article on PC Games and link to all this in our show notes that extracts some information from an interview. And the thesis is, it sucks to be Valve. The Epic Store is giving developers a better deal, and if Valve wants to continue to get their business, they need to do something to improve the quality of life for developers. Now, there's a line in here that I take issue with. It said that Epic has out-businessed Valve. No, I would classify a business as like implementing like a strategy that slowly saps away Valve's market share. In this case, what they've done is they've just thrown a bunch of money at the problem and hope that that will solve itself. I will say though that Rami's perspective on the indie scene is pretty unparalleled. He's been embedded in it for a long while, and he knows this stuff as a programmer. So he's right about a lot of indie devs. His perspective on Steam screwing them over because of the algorithmic based sorting is 100% true.
Oh, yeah.
There are a lot of developers who are not getting the exposure that they need through Steam in order to sell their games in exchange for, and Valve is promoting like more financially backed games in their stead, or more just whatever is popular that week. Which, you know, when you're a small indie dev, you have to fight tooth and nail for your audience, and you need all the assistance you can get. So a vote of support from Epic is very attractive when it comes to when it comes to the developer standpoint. However, if the Epic Store is going to get a lot more popular, there's going to be a lot more stuff being put on there, and Epic's going to start running into a lot of the same problems that Valve is running into vis-a-vis the total number of games there and the quality they're in, how to market the appropriate games to those people. And I don't think Epic will be able to compete very much by just not being the other guy for very long. Now, Tim made a little thing, but Ben, you want to say?
Yeah. If Epic could do one thing, now it was said not even years ago, probably earlier this year. Steam's good. Steam's done a lot, and Valve has done a lot for Linux. But the only thing Steam's never really had in recent memory is competition, and you only have to be just better. And one thing Tim said, and I'll give him credit for this if they stick to it, is they will not have, they're going to have curation on the fucking store. You're not going to be able to get shock games on there. You're not going to be able to get low effort, just shovelware card simulators. So basically, Sweeney could walk out and say, hey, remember how Valve used to be? That's a pretty good sell.
Right. Until the store.
Also, to your point, they also said we're not going to be able to cut checks to sign exclusives forever. That's going to come to an end.
And it remains to be seen exactly how many new developers they will be getting after they stop doing that. It's an interesting time. It is. The only bit that isn't interesting is the fact that Epic has been treating Linux like a third-rate citizen. And, well, as people who are on Linux over here, it kind of sucks for us. All we're getting is the shaft when it comes to Epic, and it's just more and more games that we don't even have the Proton fallback option. It's like, oh, it runs on a client that doesn't even work with regular wine. Okay.
Yeah, we're still stuck in that gilded cage of
What was I going to say? I mean, I'm torn 100% because, first of all, I mean, with the whole Epic thing, is it going to be better for developers, or as we've seen, better for publishers when they do the last minute of, wait, what? Then you have the developers going, what? Oh, so we're not on Steam? Oh, we were just uploading achievements like an hour ago. Okay, news to us. But I see being torn because Valve needs competition. They've been needing competition. They've been in a state of reaction, not doing anything pro. And I got to be honest with you. Got to really be honest. You know, there's a small little part of me. It's a real fucking big part, if we're being honest, that rather enjoys watching Valve scrambling, trying to get their shit together for once. Competition in this case is good, but being torn, back to that point, yeah, I get it, because Valve's been good to us. Also, Valve needs to get better. It needs to improve its services.
Indeed. Although I think shit was I had a brain fart.
Winning.
Well, yeah. I think the main thing here is I think the Epic Store would have been a lot more well received if it actually came out as like a finished product and like, we're scraping your data. Oh, we don't have a bunch of features implemented. If Epic had come to the floor and been like, hey, we have something. It's not at feature parity with Steam, but it's got 80% of what you need to get to actually utilize a game launching client. Does the matchmaking, it does a friends list, and it will launch your games. If they could get something like that out, I feel that maybe people would be a little more receptive. As it stands, this is basically just, we're giving a bunch of developers money to use our immature platform, and we're going to force you as the end users to use this immature platform.
They're not forcing anyone to use it, period. That is a choice you can make. But
yeah, well,
Epic walked out to play fucking ball, though. You got to give them that. That's what it took to get Valve to go, oh, we got to do something. I don't like how they did it, but they did it, and they got the reaction we've all been like, hey man, Valve, do things now.
Yeah. It's true. Whether this will be to the good and detriment or detriment of us is yet to be revealed.
It hit Valve exactly where it needed to. It took away the games.
You mean the money?
Yes.
Don't worry.
The developers.
Yeah, I mean
that's the real reason that that Steam's going to fail. They got rid of the movies. The Epic Store took them all.
Don't worry, Artifact 2 will save them. All right.
Artifact 2, the movie Electric Boogaloo. Coming up next. Oh my god, I'll be able to play ray tracing Quake with this video card I have. It'll run at 3 frames a second, but I can do it. Find out how.
It'll probably still be better than the 1660.
Oh, they had leaked specs for the 1650.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. They said it's pretty much identical to the 1050.
Okay, so PCIe powered. Cool. A bit more powerful. Cool.
No, I'm talking about speed-wise.
And what's the point?
Because you're going to fucking buy it because you can't buy a fucking 1050 anymore.
They were still making 1050s. They only stopped production on the 1060, the 1070, and 1080 Ti.
Did you see the thing I posted on the Twitter things? I saw I was taking a little break this morning between reads.
Probably not.
Itsy bits. It was what you're looking for. It's the smallest Ryzen build kit box thing.
Yeah, according to this one article I found on Notebook Check, it's actually coming in a hair below the 1050 Ti.
Yay! Look at that. It's horrifying. Us in the background.
It's Hacker Jacker.
Man, you get your contrast boosted a little bit on that TV, Jack.
It's blinding. The beacons have been lit. Condor calls for aid.
Condor calls for aid. Oh, you can make me log in? Fine, I'll just open my browser. Do what I want, Chrome.
I don't know, Pedro. If you were to compare your head to a fruit, what would that fruit be?
Pain.
Is beer fruit? Barley.
Yes, I want some fruity wheat.
Yep. So
here you go.
I don't know. I don't think your head looks like barley.
I do.
That's because you say that about everyone.
Not flower pots.
Well, flower pots aren't people. I'm sorry, but I hate to break it to you, but they're just pots.
La 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 la. There, Pedro. That thing.
Yes.
Is that small enough for you?
Is that an XFX?
It's an Intel Nook without the Intel.
Yeah.
It looks about the size of a power supply. That's
the fan, man. Yeah. That is the Ryzen, the Wraith Spire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it takes SO DIMMs.
Mm-hmm.
SDX, yeah, that's the name of the form factor. Yeah. Yeah.
This is a maneuver I like to call trying to get Pedro to spend money.
I've been reading a lot about SDX motherboards, and yeah, no, they made one for Ryzen. Cool.
Did they make one for Threadripper though?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, you see the size of that motherboard? That's the size of the socket.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm recording this. I don't really have a good way to stream it. That's probably more. I'm definitely recording our Threadripper build because of the bullshit that is like the torque wrench you need to apply the proper torque to the 3 bolts, and you have to drop it into a separate socket and drop. I'm gonna fuck it up. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
people were
and-
saying when Threadripper first came out, it's like, it comes with torque wrenches.
It comes with a torque wrench.
Why?
See, what I want to see is like you streaming that build, but with.
You see, here's the problem with that, J baby. Then
Is
I'd
it
fuck up
copyrighted?
intentionally. Then it's like, oh, that would be comedic. Well, I understand why they did it because they went the Intel route with the pins on the Mubo.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a difficult thing to put down, you know, it's a block. So,
Yeah.
and water cooling, yay! I look forward to that shorting out.
Zorp.
Those all-in-one coolers, they're reasonable nowadays. They're very quiet too.
I found the damn cheapest one I could. That would call it so. Drip, drip, buzz, buzz.
Drip, drip, drip. It's
Right.
the R. Kelly model.
Coworker Dave got a the Corsair H160, I think, for his 2700X, and he's like, yeah, no, I had to like let it work for a few hours, and then went into the UEFI, ran the fan calibration cycle, and it's that quiet now. So yeah.
If you're looking for one for a Threadripper, this is about your best value right here at 280. You want to make sure you get the 280, not the 240 for thermal dissipation. That's actually got a TR4 block under it instead of that little fucking dot.
The dude.
It covers a bit more of the IHS.
Covers the whole damn thing
Oh, nice.
instead of like that little core in the middle. I was like, that's not going to be, no.
You want to maximize that surface area, all that heat absorption.
Oh my god, it's horrifying.
I was gonna say, is that like a little plushy Bernie Sanders?
No, man. You don't know much about UK politics.
I don't.
Well, Ireland politics, but yeah.
UK. I didn't stutter.
Oh,
Fire.
IRA, send your bombs too.
Yeah, see, Ireland.
This is great, if only because like the only real wrestler in here is Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh, yeah.
It's all fucking Nintendo people except for Macho Man. When Macho Man and Smash.
Nacho Man. Okay. What are we gonna do for the humble giveaway?
That's an excellent question.
I meant to include that in the pre-show discussion.
I was trying to think about it this week, and I couldn't come up with anything decent.
You just want to go with like retweets or?
That's kind of want to make them do something, right?
Well, they got to do it with a hashtag. It'll be a good way to spread the show, I guess.
All right, yeah.
LGC cares.
Yeah.
That's
LGC
always a good
cares.
hashtag to go for.
Hashtag LGC cares. Hashtag over nope.
Over and under.
Well, because we're giving away a copy of Overgrowth, right? So over nope.
That'll be good. Somebody will get a full humble bundle.
A full humbly bundly. Yes.
Orange liqueur is pretty good.
Yeah, we'll send, in addition to a humble bundle, we'll send you a bottle of Grand Marnier. Grand Marnier is orange liqueur, right? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, orange liquor. I was right. Yay.
Melon Bulls, Bodak, Minic Victor.
A shot of browser.
Listen, you don't want to drink straight Firefox. That shit'll kill you.
I guess that's why you start with Midori, I guess.
I forget who it was. I got a very, very like laser point XFC bug question sent to me yesterday, maybe. That it was like Firefox with this setting and this particular thing ticked and that, and if you minimize it in a full screen with this, whatever. And yeah, that might be a problem.
Interesting use case you have going on.
Yeah. You can drink Link straight though.
Always drink Link. Drink Link until it's empty.
Well, excuse me, princess.
Hey, swallow.
I can just imagine Ben just going around town just saying that to people like, hey, swallow. Like, walking off.
What do you mean?
They just hand him a beverage. Because
African
sometimes
or European swallow?
I have no illusions that people call me sir because they respect me.
No one's called me sir without sufficing it with you're making a scene. All right, so Linda's just getting. All right, I guess that's Strider. Strider's getting shit faced. I mean, like that's the thing. Linda runs a beer podcast, so
Right?
like getting shit faced is kind of in her repertoire.
What else do we have? Humble. Wait, yeah. There we go. Speaking of humble.
All right,
that's
I
the
need
way
to
it
take
goes.
a piss. I'll be right back.
All right, fine, do it. Bring it.
Pee your pants.
Potato juice.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say potato jizz.
No, pervert.
Listen, man, don't judge me and my potato fetish. I love I love that potato bukkake. I don't even know what that is. I think it's just mayonnaise.
Every time I think of potatoes, I'm like potato domo.
No, potato. Yeah, fucking potato dough.
Right.
Fucking.
Exactly. That's just boom right there.
Uh,
And it's usually something better kept to yourself because the probability of another person
Oh,
having
yeah.
seen that, like even for internet shit, that's ancient.
potato. God damn. Yeah, I haven't thought about that forever. Fucking potato domo. Yeah. Yeah.
Ugh. Just over a month and a half of warranty on this monitor.
Damn it.
It's not very animated.
Yeah, the source was animated, but I guess
Ah.
it didn't make it into the clipboard.
Discord gonna Discord.
Discord gonna Discord. Lewd.
Man, how old is that?
I don't even know, man.
Got to be
What is that?
2005.
What is that even from?
Oh, I have no idea the source.
Potato demo. Know your meme. Okay. Potato demo anime.
Wiki. There's got to be a fan.
Okay, Daemahu Togi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Who played him? Is Potato Demo played by anyone I know? Is he on Dragon Ball at least?
Previously on Dragon Ball Z.
No.
You know something that made me very happy on a very nerdy level?
What was that?
I was watching a lecture series at Stanford, and a guy was covering the history of mad scientists.
Oh, great.
You know, like Tesla and shit like that. He was like the top mad scientist, and the last one he pulled off of his chart was Walter Bishop. It's like, well done.
Just not in this reality.
Just not in this reality. Walterverse, man.
Yeah, he's the alternate. Yeah, that's the anime it's from. Potato Domo.
Okay, bio break in the news.
Yeah. No, Potato Domo, don't skin yourself alive.
All right, so that means we can close all of them.
I don't know.
That Vivaldi takes up that much RAM, but eh.
You'll have to get back to me on that. I haven't actually watched it. I just know the fucking clip of the potato committing fucking suicide by peeling off its skin and jumping into a pot. You gotta tell me if this is any good. Potato tits. So I still say it's no vampire penis.
Mm-hmm.
Boop. What keeps a family together but us?
According to Jiffy, this is what vampire penis is.
Jesus. 1 minute I was gone. All right. New segment.
What's the order? Patreon store support wish list.
Mm-hmm.
Patreon store. Oh, you already read it.
It was just below where your cursor was.
I was looking for the bolded shit, and that's all right.
In 3, 2.
Boy, that was a long segment, wasn't it?
Nope.
So before we go on, there's plenty more news coming up. But before we go on, we need to thank you for.
But wait, Pedro. What are we going to do before we go on?
We need to thank people.
But what are we going to do before we go on?
If you say that one more fucking time, you will summon Celine Dion. Careful. tread careful.
Listen, near, far, wherever you are, if you wanna support this Nightmare Fuel and support us singing more Celine Dion songs, you can there are many ways to support us. You can head on over to the support the show page at LinuxGameCast.com, where there's all sorts of links you can click to give us money. You can head on over to our Patreon, where you can get a bunch of cool stuff in exchange for said money, like access to our Discord. Or if you're giving us $2.50 a week, you can get some show note access, so you can yell at us before we even go live. Doesn't that excite you? Doesn't that titillate you? If not, maybe it's not for you. Maybe you just want to show your support by wearing a bunch of Linux Gamecast apparel for whatever reason. I don't know.
Man, you just keep like throwing down bad ideas. I don't know, man.
Yeah, store.linuxgamecast.com. You can buy like a mouse pad with a chair on it. People will be like, what's that about? And you could be like, 5 dudes Oh man, we actually do need to do some 5 dudes merch.
Yeah, I know. We got a weak merch game. We got a good merch game. It's just limited. It's not weak. It's just small.
I mean, our good merch game is the fucking Hellux hoodie and the Francophile t-shirt.
And you know what? We're not trying to fuck you on the price either.
No.
Yep.
No, we fuck you on the quality. That's what we do.
That's the show, not the merchandise.
Little
Except
column
for
there, a
that
little bit
first
of
run of
column.
mugs. Yeah.
Hey man, collector's item. Shut your whore mouth.
Indeed. We got a wish list too. Running this shit's expensive. It requires quite a bit of hardware. We're building a Threadripper system soon for Ven to let us host more people so we can have interviews and more than us 3 on the show because you want that. You're tired of looking at us. And if you buy stuff off the wish list, you can make it onto Frank's fuck wall. Yeah, wide shot, bitch.
Fine. Look, maybe I need to sell that as advertising space.
Yeah, not brought to you by Acer anymore. Fuck those guys.
Brought to you by YOLO.
Acer. Buy Acer if you want your computer parts to break all the time. You
How
gotta
about
pay us money to say otherwise.
Humble Indie Bundle 20 came out, and we got an extra one. Not like the cheap $1. We got the full fuck mothering Monty, the one that even comes with Hippitus and the Hopitus. And we want to give you a copy. Yeah, it's been a while since we've done, hang on. A Way of Give. Had that go on it, I think. I don't know. I'm not 100% on that.
I didn't hear any of that. I thought you were just being a jackass.
All right. You found me out. Damn it.
Damn it. Talk to me.
So, we like to keep this friction free. After hours of careful thought and deliberation in the 10 minutes between segments, we came up with, I'm going to post the show tomorrow on Twitter. That's at Vin Stone, because I thought 6 people would ever watch this show, and I didn't create one for the show, so we just used my personal one. I will post the show tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern. If you retweet it with hashtag LGCcares, so I can search for it, we'll randomly pick one next week, and we always deal what we promise. You know, if we say we're going to give you something, we'll give it.
Yeah. Yes.
It's I think that's friction free enough, right?
Yeah, I may have to give you a bunch of Steam keys, but you know it'll be fine.
We'll make it happen.
We'll figure it out. All right.
Thank you, beautiful people, keeping us loud, live, and independent. This is not brought to you by a mattress. All right, NVIDIA ray tracing.
Oh yeah, so
RTX
NVIDIA got
on.
tired of everyone pooping on Battlefield 5 and what was the other game that introduced it recently? Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and how those games work with RTX. And the fact that the people who had older Pascal cards weren't able to access those new features. Well, there's a bit of news that they're deciding, you know what? Let's just enable Pascal for everyone that has a Pascal, that's the 10 series GPU, and there will be a driver update, and it will enable sort of software ray tracing. It'll use basically all of the Pascal cards have more CUDA cores than the RTX ones, and because that space in the RTX GPU was, you know, necessary to have the RTX and the tensor cores. So let's let people use those extra cores to emulate some type of GPU ray tracing that doesn't have dedicated, specifically built hardware for it.
Oh,
and
Pedro, I have to interrupt you for something very, very important. We forgot to mention this. We got to thank Joel, who increased their pledge on Patreon.
Yes.
That is
yes, he did.
We completely spaced on that. People giving us money is more important than you talking, Pedro.
This is what happens when we have more than one thing to do at a time.
Yes,
that's fair.
Multitasking.
No, that's totally fair. Thank you, Joel.
Yes.
But yeah, so keep an eye on the drivers if you have a 10 series card, and if you want to play around with the ray tracing, which on Linux you have Quake 2. But there's a story coming up on
Quake
that.
So, but I'm going to go ahead and throw this out, man. Okay. I have a 2060 RTX on, and admittedly, yeah, I even did a video. I was like, yay, I'm going to use these tensor cores once. And that was it. So at 1080p, it could chug along at 45 FERPs on a good day. To which I will say, this running even on a 1080 Ti, that same demo, it's like, you think ray tracing runs like dog shit on a 2060? Just wait until you get a taste.
Oh yeah, they're definitely saying in the article like the performance here will not be good because you got specialized tensor ray
But you
tracing.
got to think
cores
about
on
who
the
it's
newer cards.
for, baby.
It's really for developers who want to
Right.
like test those features
to entice them.
Yes, to upgrade because developers don't have a lot of money. Maybe they will on the Epic Store once they make millions from all the money that Epic's dumping on them. What, you thought we were done with that? We're never done with
Nope.
it.
RTX, it's on.
Yeah. All right.
Indeed.
So we're talking about this. The ray tracing version.
Ray tracing. Is it
Ray
tracing?
Yeah,
I'm
the
gonna
ray
shoot myself after this.
Yeah, the ray tracing version of Quake 2. So someone put that together as a bit of a demo. Turns out that they used to work in relation to NVIDIA. So the folks at NVIDIA, yeah, he was an intern. So the folks at NVIDIA reached out and said like, "Hey, it's cool that you're doing this with ray tracing. Would you like some help?" And he's like, "Yes, NVIDIA, I would like some help." And yeah, I mentioned when we talked about the story, this would be a really good reference project for folks who are looking to implement ray tracing in their game and looking for a functional example on how to do that.
It looks gorgeous.
It looks like Quake 2, but the lighting is like amazing. Look at that shit.
And this is when they start doing the comparison shots. Yeah, look at that. That's the original one.
Yeah, this is with all the improvement. It's all done in Vulkan. That's using the Vulkan ray tracing extensions that are available through the NVIDIA drivers. I wonder if it'll go over 45 frames a second now, because apparently what they did do is amongst the improvements that NVIDIA made to this demo, they added SLI support. So if you're really YOLO about that RTX on, you got the two 2060s or the two 2080s. I'm curious if you'll be able to push this. I don't know, like maybe 65 frames a second.
I don't know, quite possibly. Something we do need to point out is they are using some HD texture packs. These are not the original.
They are. Yeah. This is not what Quake 2 looks like normally at all.
They're messing with my childhood. Oh, even my childhood, man. I think it was 20 when that game came out, but still.
your man childhood.
Yes, which I'm still living.
Indeed.
Looking forward to it. I'm going to try it. There's a guide on LinuxGameCast if you want to build the original. They said it's going to be out later this month, so neat.
Yeah, I'm going to try it when they introduce the RTX bits for the 10 series on the Linux drivers. I'm certainly going to try it because I tried the path tracing one and I could hit a whopping 28 frames a second.
I want both of you to run it because this is the one thing my video card is faster than yours.
Right. Like I'm curious how the 1080 Ti reacts to this.
I feel like a Vega 64 user going, "Yo, what about compute scores?"
Yeah.
Why don't you try it in OpenCL?
Yeah. I mean, you know, what's definitely going to be using OpenCL is the new Atari console.
Oh snap!
GLES.
I don't know, man. Atari VCS AMD update. It's going to be powered by the 14 nanometer AMD Ryzen APU with Radeon Vega graphics. Right, man. None of that old school nasty stuff. This, I just want to throw it in. They're going to be using Zen apparently, but the only thing I took away from this article, hard OCP, all this business in our show notes, is that the Atari VCS is still in the idea phase because you don't have shit taped out. If you're like, yeah, we're just going to change the CPU in it.
Oh, that's what the Smach Z was about. Like, oh yeah, we're totally upgrading the CPU. We're getting a brand new board. Great. So
the Smash Z actually had a brilliant strategy of leading people along until the technology existed for them to make the product 6 years later, right?
True. Yeah. So okay, Google, remind me in December to check if this is in vaporware because they're saying, oh yeah, end of the year. But really, all this means is that they're getting a cheapo dual core Athlon in this little console thing, which I guess is not a terror. At the price point they're trying to target, it's probably not the worst decision they could have made.
Yeah, because when they say, "Oh, it's a 14 nanometer Ryzen APU," okay,
look, it's
so
DJ
could be a 2400G, a 2200G, or one of the GE series, or the Athlon 200 GE series. And considering the type of market that they're going for, yeah, those teeny tiny little Athlons, dual core, 4 threads, Vega 3, 35 watts, that's about half the price of what you'd need to pay if you were going with an Intel processor that would give you the same graphical acceleration. Yeah. It makes a lot of sense.
I look at it like this. I mean, they've already stated that it's going to run Linux, so I'm good with that. If they can keep the price down, it might actually just make for a good media box, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah.
I mean, Oh, go on.
No, I've been.
I was just gonna say, every time I see the VCS name, I just keep thinking it's the Atari version control system.
It is. Secretly.
Mhm.
It's just, yeah, they just sold you a box that's running Git.
So, ladies, Google had a little announcement earlier this week that Pedro and I showed up, and we put it in a little window, and we talked over the important bits you were trying to hear. A lot of people tuned in. They're like, oh, what? Vulkan and Linux? Oh, this means all games are coming to Linux from that. No, it doesn't. However, Google overcomes Stadia's biggest obstacle. Which fucking one, Gizmodo? Which fucking one? This is going to be their cloud gaming thing, following in the dumpster fires of OnLive and whatever NVIDIA is doing, and Steam's letting you roll your own recently, and all of it's going to kind of eat shit, but they rolled out on GDC. Also, I want to point out, this is the controller. That's the controller.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like a regular ass controller.
First 3 minutes, totally by accident, I called it. That's got the Wi-Fi and the internals needed to play Stadia on anything that will accept the input. So it's Chromecastic. But they think they got it down, man. They're going to roll it out, edge servers. People are going to test it. However, I don't think it's going to be that hot, man, because what we didn't get in this announcement is, first of all, I'll go ahead and say that I was in the beta for this. Strider was too, and I have so internet. 835, 30.
Yes, so.
Okay, I fully understand, but see, I'm covering my bases. I know some people would punch a kitten to get that internet, but there's also people going, I have fiber, shut up.
One more month, motherfucker.
Right.
Then who'll be laughing?
Then this guy's going to be like, oh, you scrub with your crap internet. I just want to get the nice little middle point. There's a video from, I recorded how much it was using up and down. Down, I was getting about 20 megabits. And up, it was just using like nothing, like maybe 15 at max. And what did it look like? What I said then, it looked like you were controlling a live stream. If you're on Twitch watching somebody play, it's like you control it. That type of quality. It's not horrible, but it's not something I would want to sit in front of and play. However, what we didn't get, no info on price, no info on how you get the games, how do you buy them?
Play Store.
No real databit requirements, and they're like, hey man, this is going to be available in 4K and it's going to be a thing. Everybody I've heard that has got to actually touch it in its most recent incarnations, and it's kind of comparable to console gaming like your Xbox One S or anything like that. Kind of feels more like an announcement versus a launch.
Yeah, the scarcity of information. I think we can fill in the blanks. Google has sort of been positioning the Play Store to be like their one-stop media place. So I'm pretty sure if there's going to be a place to be buying games, it's going to be through the Play Store. The big announcement is that it's going to be using Linux and Vulkan on the back end, and some people were getting really excited about that. Ethan Lee, flippity bobbity boop. I had some interesting thoughts on Twitter where basically, the Stadia version, quote unquote, will probably never actually be released. It'll be an internal port that uses a bunch of stuff that is Google specific. He's hoping maybe there'll be an SDL2 backend so that he can support that shit. But you know, if wishes and nuts were, I don't know, something or other, some adage. Either way,
I gotta say though, man, game mods gone.
Oh yeah,
Done.
Or playing a game in offline mode. If you don't have an internet connection, you're fucked. So if you live in a rural area or urban areas that are just poorly serviced because AT&T has decided to like not roll out service to that area because fuck you, that's why.
What if you got data bit caps?
Or if you have I was gonna say if you live in Canada, so if you have data caps.
That's what worries me, because especially in North America, in the America, all the guys, I think in Canada as well, they've been fighting tooth and nail to get that in place because they're not dumb. They know this future's coming, not just with this, but with all media. And they don't want to be dumb pipes. They want to be able to charge you with tiers. Oh, would you like a gaming tier?
Oh yeah, that is definitely coming. These applications are so latency sensitive. Like input prediction can only do so much. Like there's that video of the guy moving the mouse, and it's minor, but it's definitely noticeable. If you're playing shooters or anything that's sort of latency sensitive,
Yeah.
you will be screwed.
That's something to worry about. And I want to say this to all of our Windows brethren out there and sistren. Take a good look, because this is the future of your desktop gaming experience for you. And it doesn't look like it's going to be a great one.
No. And, you know, if anyone has the money and the infrastructure to pull this off, it's Google. And to the point about the Stadia versions never coming out in public, with Google throwing that much money at that particular ecosystem, while, yeah, most definitely those versions will never see the light of day outside of Stadia, as a result, I do hope that those tools and everything that they create do end up coming out and we start to see a lot more native Linux development.
When they cancel
ideal
it,
scenario.
when they kill the project, hopefully they'll release.
And they open source it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how much you want to bet too? Because like Google and Valve have actually been working kind of closely through Lunar Glass. They sort of have split them in two to work on a lot of Vulkan development. I'm curious if really what it's going to be is they're just going to be using like some version of Wine with the XVK and just streaming that shit.
I don't know. Working with Vulkan on top of that, AMD is going to be powering the compute side of this. I don't know if you're going to be able to get away with that. What I did want to bring up, and I forgot to put in the show notes, my apologies, is Valve. Okay, you got one shot at this. I mean, I don't think this is going to make it. This is not ready for prime time. But we've talked about it. Like an all-you-can-eat $20 a month, I can download any 3 games I can have downloaded and play, and I'm renting them from you, Valve. Put that in place so I can play them locally and tier it. You know, $5 a month, I can download 1 game, but I can swap it out anytime I want. Developers will get on board with that, more so than going through a fucking rewrite to get on this.
Plus, sort of like a Netflix queue almost.
Exactly like that.
Yeah.
You got the system in place, but also you got to think, how are you going to pay for this? Or they're going to put ads. Okay, think about this. You know, they showed changing the textures and shit on the games, you know, in like real time. Think about that, except turn those textures and shit into different ads, in-game ads.
Oh god,
Yeah.
Could you imagine like all of a sudden you're playing like Batman and he turns into Ronald McDonald?
Dude,
That'd
it's
be
going to be
terrifying.
Pepsi, and they can change it in each experience for you, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
You're playing something like GTA and you're driving down the street and all the neon signs and whatnot, they're
Right.
actually real world products being
Skyrim,
advertised to you.
Micro-
This is some like fucking altered carbon Minority Report shit we're talking about.
Yeah.
The dragons are going to be like Red Bull dragons. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, fuck it. Like I've been saying this for years. Welcome to the fucking cyberpunk dystopia. We're living it right now. All I need is to grow some fucking elf ears, and we're basically in Shadowrun.
All right, get it done. Okay, RPCS.
Okay, so one of our favorite brand of insane people working on a very insane project, basically making PS3 emulation possible, they put out the report for January 2019. And with this one, there's 38 more games that are now in the playable state, 71 which... 71 more that at least let you get in game, and an ever dwindling count of games which either only start or just you get into the main menu and you can see the intro movie but can't actually play it. Those are actually coming down at a reasonable pace. They introduced audio buffering into the emulator to get rid of crackly underruns, which is very important, especially if you're on a slower system or a system running Pulse Audio.
Ooh,
more progress.
seizure mode. Aw.
Yeah,
That was
no.
that
They
was a
got rid of that.
Oh,
Jason,
my skin, please help me, my skin.
yeah, they made more progress on the on-screen keyboard, which some games require certain output when the game sends out the request for the on-screen keyboard. They expect certain information to be put on screen, and some games were freezing because they couldn't send that information. And they fixed that, and they fixed the on-screen keyboard integration, which is great. There's a whole gang of new improvements and fixes that have also been added. And the one game I'm still waiting for is like, okay, how about The Last of Us? I went into their compatibility list. No, it gets in-game status, but it gets like 5 FPS. So, yeah, not there yet.
Yeah, the PS3 version of that isn't the people are saying that the Xbox version is kind of the definitive version of Last of Us. The PS3 version had some issues, but I mean, being able to play it under Linux would be nice as well.
Right.
Yeah, that number of playable games is slowly but surely increasing, and this is what I like to see.
I'm down with it. Still a better love story than Bayonetta on a Wii emulator.
Yeah.
You can get Simu running in wine, and apparently it runs really well.
Apparently, my want to play Bayonetta 2 and my self-hatred, that Venn diagram's not together yet.
See, I have a Switch, so I could just buy it on a Switch store.
Have fun. All right. PlayStation 4, man. You know, we often talked, you know, with the current generation, Xbox and PS4 being x86, Jaguar cores. Yeah, man, emulators are going to take 2 seconds to do, right?
Apparently
not.
not. Yeah, so there's a bit of a project which is coming from Alex Altea, and it's called Orbital. And it is a work in progress PS4 emulator. And it's based on QEMU, and you have to basically dump your own BIOS, and you can't just do a dump from the currently running system and just dump whatever's in RAM and then go through that. No, you actually have to run the decoder as you power on the console and do a bunch of other stuff to get it to work correctly. And it's really not friendly, and they specifically say it's like, look, this isn't user friendly right now. This is just for people who want to look at it and maybe help with the implementation. But yeah, it is very early days, and none of the like automagical building tools are available just yet. But it's definitely something to keep an eye on.
It kind of reminds me of getting like the PlayStation 2 emulators working, because you need a dump of a BIOS for that to function properly as well. PlayStation 3 not so much. They figured that out, but at least at this point, the architectural differences were the big thing. Ven was mentioning that because all these consoles are x86 based, people are like, oh, we just need a wine type thing. No, apparently Fail Overflow went into this. Apparently the architecture is divergent enough from what a PC actually is that you're gonna need something like QEMU to step in and do a bunch of hardware emulation. Even then, if you want to run this boy, you're gonna need a bit of a badass system, at least 12 gigs of RAM. At the very latest, they've got it booting kernels for the 4.55 and 5.0 kernels. So if you have a newer version or an older version, it may not work, which means you may need to have specific snapshot of whatever PlayStation OS version in time in order to get the BIOS in order for it to work.
I'm going to have to get Dave and Nathan to like dump their PS4 and PS4 Pro BIOSes.
From what you've told me about those two,
testing.
I don't think that there's a chance in hell of them being able to do that.
Pedro, I melted my PlayStation. You're gonna have to buy me a new one.
Microwave. It doesn't work. It's screaming at me. Should I?
I tried to flash it, so I got some magnesium, and
I'm pretty sure if I can give him the
Can I put my pants back on now? I bought this trench
and
coat
then
for
give me back
nothing.
the flash drive. Yeah, that I think they can follow instructions.
Linux VR standard. This thing Kronos is back in action with this nonsense.
They are. VR, it's a bit of a mixed bag right now. Varying levels of support, varying methods of actually implementing the VR with the head tracking and the eye tracking and the hand tracking and whatnot. It's getting a little much for developers to have to support all of it. So Kronos has stepped in and said, "Hey, man, we're gonna create a set of standards for VR and AR, which we're going to colloquially refer to as XR now, because the X makes it sound cool."
So edgy.
I know. So right now they've released the OpenXR provisional 0.90 standard, which defines API for rendering, frame tracking, frame timing, input, etc., etc. And hopefully, with everyone implementing that according to the standard, VR will start to become a little more sane from a software development perspective. There's already an open source project working on this. It is called Mason, I believe.
Monero?
Or yeah,
Mesa.
Monado.
Monado. That's
Yeah, Collabора's supporting it. And yeah, I mean, this is good. Standardization is kind of important if VR, AR, XR, ZR, or Sigma R is ever going to become a thing.
What about Type R?
Only if you're driving a Honda.
I want my face toaster to shoot me with laser beams in the eyes.
Yeah, I just want that sick ass spoiler, man. And like you see companies like Valve who are actually like trying to improve developer tools by like offering Steam input libraries to handle finger and skeletal tracking. But if you don't want to buy into that ecosystem, then you've been kind of screwed historically. I've noticed that there wasn't any quote from Valve in the contributor section, so spin the wheel of Booga Booga on that.
Hang on, let me tell you how this went. They're like, hey Valve, we got a standard. Hey Oculus, we got a standard. Ring, and they picked up like, we're not going to make any more of those.
Yeah, no, and Valve puts the phone down. VR team, you're fired.
Right.
We kind of just let go of a bunch of people, so bye.
But the fact that the standards will exist and will continue to exist and has quite a bit of buy-in from like Microsoft and Oculus and whatnot, will probably and even HTC will pretty much ensure that as the VR, AR, whatever XR thing improves, it'll actually start to become usable and people will be able to develop for it and it will not be a complete and utter trash fire. Unlike Glitch, who kind of died unceremoniously.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, so this was sort of a massively multiplayer game. It was running from 2009 to 2012. And after it died, the people involved in making it decided, hey, let's just release everything into the fucking public domain. We're not even gonna Creative Commons license it or attach some open source license to it. No, it's a public domain. You can just fucking use it. It's free to use, available. And this is good. It's nice when projects do this, especially community supported projects, because that way all that effort and all that time and love that was put into the project doesn't disappear. It can be reused and recycled. And it's good too because now there's a ton of assets for people starting off or for people who are doing game jams to just get something up and running, which I think is a good thing. It allows people to sort of innovate in the gaming space, which is something that we desperately need, and not another battle royale or first person shooter game. That just kind of
this is so getting battle royale. Shut up.
It absolutely is.
But it's one of the things that I wish that AAA, publishers would do, since they're the ones who own the IP. It's like, once you kill off a game, once you kill off an entire series, and you're not doing anything with it, rather than just letting it die or languish in obscurity until the end of times, do this. Put the assets out there. Yeah, if you own the IP and you're not doing anything with it for 10 years.
That's like asking Disney to like give up some obscure Mickey Mouse character. They're not gonna fucking do it.
Or the Happy Birthday song. Yes.
which they didn't even own to begin with. That had to get like fucking researched and overturned.
It'd be nice. 100%. It'd be nice like after a decade or 2 decades, but I could draw the line at passing a law to make anyone do that. No one's going to fucking tell me I have to give away something I don't want to.
Yeah, plus like
you fucking communist, Pedro.
There are rights issues too, especially like if artists have it in their contract that they like retain ownership to at least some of the intellectual property.
Yeah. And in that case, you keep those to yourself. It's just the stuff that you actually own that you're not doing anything with. Put it out there.
I too would like to live in this fancy land of unicorns and rainbows and public assets that corporations put out for the good of the public domain. Yeah.
Hail Mickey. All right.
Yeah. Coming
something next. We're all using.
Yeah, we are. And guess how much abuse of public domain is in Linux? Whoa. How much abuse of free labor is in Linux? Coming up next, it's time to accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior, or at the very least, accept him as someone who's going to lead you into a buzzsaw. Yes, Pedro, I would absolutely love to live in that alternate reality. Unfortunately, going back to the whole, we live in a capitalist society. That's just, everything needs to have a value. Everything needs to be worth money. So it's not gonna happen.
And everything that we currently use was created by it.
Yeah. Or feudalism. Lot of it was feudalism.
Strider, why did you reply me and not send a fucking picture? I mean, how am I supposed to do that? Do I need to get in my car? Plane ticket? Or how's that supposed to work out, buddy?
I don't know. I just want Jill to send me some pizza.
That's not pizza.
Sure it is. It's Domino's pizza,
It's
but
shaped
it's
like a pizza. That
It's-
one looks like it's got
a
like
lot of
mac and cheese
pepperoni.
on it, but it's probably...
I think that's pineapple.
Time appropriate greetings. A bit drunk and a bit late.
Just
the
look like
byline
cheese
of our
kernels.
show. Bit drunk, bit late.
Oh god, poutine pizza? Really? No. No.
Oh, look who's drawing
I
lines.
totally
all of a
have
sudden.
that.
Poutinza?
Hey, if you want to be super special and
Absolutely.
kind of like throw this in, you can head over to vote.linuxgamecast.com and help vote on show titles. We may or may not use them. I'm not making any promises. Snort that
Wait,
horse.
I'll give weight wasting a vote. That was pretty good.
Weight wasting.
Weight wasting.
Which is all right.
It's a weight wasting
Hello.
exclusive.
My name is Biwi.
No, like we need an entire development team staffed with Elmer Fudd. I'm bug hunting. Be very, very quiet. My compaiwa is throwing out ewas. Nacho cheese is winning. I'll give that a vote too. Wishes and nuts.
Manage your thrusts. Where did that come from?
I said it. Talking about that mining game.
Oh yeah.
All right, looks like wage wasting's in the lead.
Oh no.
Man, the weather in Toronto does not want to make up its fucking mind. It was like all nice and springtimey earlier in the week, and then
kinda
it started
fucked here,
fucking
man?
snowing.
Oh no. I don't think we're ever going to get snow this year, but all the trees are like, fuck it, bloom time.
Do you have like magnolia trees in the area? Those are the fucking worst.
I have a dogwood, big white tree, and some pink trees.
My parents' house had a magnolia tree, and like the leaves blossom. They look all pretty and shit, and then they fall and die, and they just turn everything into a slippery mess. And yeah, fuck that. Fuck that. I am very much a function over form person. That is, and that tree is 100% fucking form over function. I'm not gonna lie. I have issues with this game, but it made me laugh. Miracle in Puaguas.
Yo, yeah, man, I have that. Like, I don't have any. I mean, there's a shitload of pine trees around the property, but I have tree sperm. Like, Turbojet is the only car I keep parked outside, and it is just green.
Yeah, when my Portuguese car was new, it's like, ooh, it's a really shiny black. It's really nice. And then the first spring hit it, it's like, oh, it looks brown now.
So
Nope.
it matches you.
Strategy silver car. The only other silver car that I'd had was my first 944. Silver. That thing had to be filthy before you could tell it was dirty. Dirt does not show up on silver. I mean, it does, but you gotta work at it.
but it kind of looks like it belongs. It's like,
You
what if
can-
it's that specked silver or whatever?
You can see it, and you're like, oh, that car's fine. You can walk to it and rub it, and like, oh, nope.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a car that's usually parked at the Tesco Superstore. It's probably someone that works there. It's like an enamel.
Maybe it's somebody who's just really hungry, Pedro.
No, it's painted like an enamel primer color. You know that generic gray color that primer usually gets you.
Primer gray is what they call it.
Oh yeah,
but it's super shiny, super glossy. It's like.
Speaking of glossy colors, this was that toilet I was talking about. I had to take a photo of it just because I was.
Is that poop?
No. I made sure to take the photo before I pooped. Not before I flushed.
Before you flushed, yes.
There's another photo that I'm not showing you that has the poo poo in it.
I am not going to say, man, there's nothing wrong with that because like I have stainless steel stove, big fridge, and all this jet black dishwasher. I was like, fuck it. I'm an adult. I can buy a black
jet black
dishwasher.
toilet.
Yeah. I would get a black
Oh.
toilet, man.
Oh man,
I didn't even know that exists. Now I'm not looking at it intentionally because I'll think about it too much and be like, I could get one of those.
Man, I posted this photo. I posted the photo of like San Pedro, the highway sign, in Discord, and Jill's like, we're just posting like road signs. I'm like, no, there's Pedro. I thought it was funny because Pedro.
There's the spoiler.
Big Wanging. Honk if you have crippling depression. This is my aesthetic. Yes.
I didn't have time to put a C on it.
Big Wanging. Actually, if you just take out if you just kind of turn that G into a C and shift it over, gang, it could be the Bi-Swung Gang. Only bisexual swungs allowed.
Giggity.
There we go. It's very similar to
I
this.
thought you were going to be like, oh, Ninja Photoshop, but no, you're posting the same old shit you were talking about 4 hours ago.
Yes. It wasn't even 4 minutes.
I don't have anything to say to you anymore, Joe. You're dead to me.
Oh, I completely forgot about this photo. I take so few photos that it's remarkable when I do.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Which is completely opposite of like my downloads folder of funny shit I find on the internet.
Yeah. I ran into that the other day.
We need to call them. We have a phone line now.
We've had a phone line for a while, Ben.
Yeah, but I could wire it in simply by going and getting another tablet and plugging it in.
So you know what you gotta do is you gotta put the output on the other end of like all the voice filters so you can call his ball.
We have a digital mixer. It's genuinely like clicking some things in the routing matrix.
Then do it.
Yeah, this is an actual company here in Cambridge.
Direction specialists. Oh, they're near where I currently live. There's a towing company called Camel Towing. I remember seeing that parked at the gas station. I'm like, man, these guys know what they're fucking doing.
I think the craziest one I ever saw, I always wanted to go in, but it closed. It was called Rent-A-Hubby.
Rent-A-Hubby.
And it was like maintenance guys. I wanted to walk in there with like a pack of condoms and be like, yo.
Hey man, I need a husband stat.
Don't judge. Maybe a clown.
All right, I'm gonna go put on a fucking wizard robe hood. We got 4 minutes 20 seconds.
Yes,
I'm
mom.
gonna blaze it too.
What? Takes all the fun out of it.
Yeah,
when
I
it's legal,
completely
man.
forgot to do that when I got 420 followers on Twitter.
See, I wish I had made a bigger deal when I got to 420 on my squat or deadlift. Now the only thing left is bench, and that's a ways away.
That's gonna take a minute and some steroids
Oh, dude.
and some genetics.
Man, I've been working to like correct my bench,
Mm-hmm.
and it is slow moving. At least with like my overhead press, I'm like, fucking no one improves at this at all. But like, I watched some dude bench like 400 like 30 pounds. I'm like, one day, one fucking day.
That's a different kind of bench.
Now, yeah,
One bench.
Now do that. One bench. 420 benching.
Oh man. Oh. I was at Target, right? And I thought of Pedro. They had red microwaves.
This is a reference to something I'm not getting.
I have a red microwave.
Yeah.
Oh man, Ben, you would have fucking hated this. One of the apartments I saw, the microwave was in like it had an island in the kitchen, like and the microwave was like in the island, very very close to the floor. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Keep your feet warm.
It's not even that. Like, dude, I'm fucking barely ambulatory in the morning. I want to fucking throw something in the microwave to heat it up. It's a recipe for disaster.
Oh. I don't know. I just like stack shit on my kitchen island. I got like the big sink that I never really used other than like, oh, the water still work in it. You could take a bath. You could bathe probably just bathe Pedro in it.
I'm 6'1".
Right,
He's
and
a
you
little
stink
boy.
like shit. You need a bath.
Covered in primer.
maybe if you showered once in a while, we wouldn't have to do this. But here we are.
I saw the microwave and living. This is what microwaves have come to $25 for a brand new fucking microwave.
That's what
Yeah, the
I don't
really
think
tiny
I'd-
ones.
I don't think I'd pay more than 50 for a microwave.
I paid like 70 pounds for that one because it's a 25-liter one.
Have you
Just
seen
because
it?
I wanted a big microwave.
Listen, no, it's hooker red. It's like the same hooker red as the interface.
Yes.
Do you call it Roxanne?
Oh, dude, it's garishly red. It is like the same finish that's on our audio interface. It's like, oh, wow, okay.
It's
We didn't
so
buy this
red.
to look at it. Let's put it lower in the rack so it's out of eyesight.
Roxanne. You gotta heat up me a burrito, Roxanne.
It's the tea maker, man. Pretty much what I use it for.
There it is. Only took some scrolling to find it. There.
Took me a second to realize that was a photo of Jill, just because I don't think I've ever seen her with long hair. Yeah, Jill is all business in the front, party in the back.
You're a mullet.
Am I really?
Yes?
I don't
There it
believe
is.
you. That looks like something out of fucking Fallout, man. Did you buy it because of that?
Listen, it was 20
No,
bottle
I
caps.
bought it
Fuck off.
because it was 25 liter, and Nori saw the red one. Is like, can we have the red one? Yes.
And you're like, no, we need the hot pink one.
They didn't have hot pink ones. They had black, silver, beige.
Well, no,
White
that's the
and
thing.
red.
It was a hot pink one, but then Nori turned it into a red one, and that's why we had to give her a new Pedro. Ah, there we go.
That's what bothers me. Where's the, It's only got 4 buttons, man.
And And a knob.
That 5.
Wait,
That big one is also a button.
Okay,
That's a start button.
if I need to program it for like enough time to get out of the house, like 4 minutes and 22
Well, with like
seconds.
with a giant ice cube with a fork in it.
No, you just get hairspray.
You hit that button 9 times, and it goes to 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
Fuck that.
See, I thought you just turned the dial.
Yeah, you
that's
turn
kinda
the
what I was
dial
thinking.
to the
like a scratch, like a scrub wheel, you know.
Yeah.
If you turn the dial into timer, then you can use the buttons up top to set the time.
Man, all right. First of all, you know that all the electronics in that thing was made on a budget, and that's a lot to go wrong. That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
I don't turn the dial.
uh,
I just tap the buttons like 2 minutes. That's enough for tea. There, done.
Pedro
what's-
tried to turn the dial, it hissed at him. He's like, "That's enough of that shit." All right.
What was that Buzz Aldrin quote? It was like, what was the thing going through your mind when you first landed on the moon?
Right.
Every part of this ship was made by the lowest bidder.
Being on top of a giant rocket with every single part built and constructed by the. Yep.
Yeah. That gives you a very visceral appreciation for. Oh, please don't fuck up.
You really have to be in the mindset of, imagine like the Saturn V, man. You'd be like, you just gonna be like, fuck it. There's 50-50 on this.
Yeah.
There's no nope switch on that. Like, all right. Sup, Jibs? All right, let's do this.
Fucking Castlevania music. Makes me want to whip it.
We have audio on this, Pedro?
Yeah.
Hang on.
There's no dialogue in this
320.
game.
Not really.
320 kilobits per second AAC.
Woo! 320! Ow. Ow. That hurt.
Ouchie. All right. Move that there.
Oh my god.
Oh my. Yeah, one of the guys' speech is like, oh my god. I'm like, geez, what's wrong with your face? That's some fucking Plinkett shit.
I'm surprised in this game that wasn't. Okay. 3. Hang on. Let's load the recording. Oop. Oop. All right. 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Chairquisition, you bloody heretics. This is where the accused game must survive trial by Fedora, Solus, and Ubuntu, and only then the question can be asked. Was it fun? I'm offended by that photo of like the crappy Jesus, because that looks a lot like me from a couple of years ago before I grew the beard. It's a little uncanny. Maybe I am the savior. Speaking of which, we are playing The Savior Gang, developed by Katniss Game Studios on Unreal Engine 4. You can pick it up for about $5, which is about all I'm willing to pay for Jesus. What is it? A self-proclaimed savior must travel through numerous ancestral locations, guiding his worshippers to reach the promised land. The numerous dangers that these locations present will make it very difficult for all the worshippers to survive. The devs did send us some keys, so thanks a lot, Katniss Game Studios. Prepare to be disappointed with your investment. All right, so Ven, on Ubuntu, how'd this fucker run?
Oh man, let's check it out. That shot is off. We're just gonna have to live with it. Over here on 1810, making it rain, Ryzen 1700, 16 gigajoules of the memory RAM, 2060, man. RTX was not on in this. Does it launch? It launches. Does it run? Normally we test this at 1080. These guys will get into more of that. Had to test it at 2160. 60-ish P, man. No big deal there. What does it look like? Graphics didn't have any glitches. Everything ran fine, despite how it looks, which isn't necessarily bad. More on that 11. And it worked. No problem with the son of the X-Clone, the X-Clone Wireless. So I can give it 3 out of 4. Do got to knock it for the same thing you guys are going to knock it for. The resolution options are 2160 or not.
Yes, pretty much. On Fedora 2864-bit with the 6700K and the GTX 1080 Ti, yes, it does launch. I should hope so. Performance wise, yes, at UHD, it is crushing it. With the 1080 Ti, no real issues there. But you know, if you want to knock this down to 1080p, maybe throw it in a window. Yeah, you don't really have much of a choice. You got 3840 by 2160 or 0. I took the former. Yeah, if Pedro will explain more about how to change the resolution. Yeah, we're just gonna keep baiting you on this. This is the LGC cliffhanger. How will it work? I don't know. Controls. Yes, they work technically with the Xbox controller and with the mouse. I'm -1 DualShock controller, and I'm very sad about it.
R.I.P. DualShocky.
R.I.P. I haven't given that controller a name. I'll have to come up with. It's too late now. It's shocky.
Pond. Let's call it Pond.
Spocky. Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, I'll get to my specific issues with the controls in the fun segment. For now, it gets 3.
Yeah, and over here on Solus with the GTX 1080 and the Ryzen 5 1600, it launches, no issues. It seems to hold 60 at UHD. When it came time to record the video, what you're looking at right now, if you're watching the video version, it yeah, it doesn't like to change the resolution, like Ven and Jordan already mentioned. It gives you the option of like whatever your screen is and 0, 0. So in order to change it, I had to figure out, okay, so which engine is this game running? Oh, it's Unreal Engine 4. Okay, let's look for the base engine INI. Where's that stored? Oh, .config epic. Cool, let's go in there. I changed the res X and Y values to 1920 and 1080, and then the game still started at UHD. It's like, okay, so let's go back and find the other value that I also need to change. Oh, you need to also change the last confirmed X and Y resolution. So yeah, that it gets dinged a chair for that. But for controls with the DualShock 4, it worked out of the box. So no complaints on that one. 3 chairs.
All right. Well, how about fun?
Okay, we gotta be 100% honest on this. Normally, when we get a game like this that looks like this, and I mean, come on, out of the box, am I alone who's like, oh, this looks like a mobile guy? So much like a mobile game that I went and checked and see, and I was like, no, I didn't see it, and it's only $4.99. But I'll explain the humor. Come on, I was like, can you make me laugh? You can make me chuckle. Jordan, you enjoyed it as well, but it does kind of look like a mobile game. It plays kind of like a mobile game, and I'm going to bring that up since I put about as much time as I normally would have in a mobile title. I got about 45, 46 minutes into it. It's hella simple. There's not much to it. You click, you drag, you dodge obstacles, and the shite. You see what you're going on right here. It's Lemmings, but with followers. It's religious.
So Lemmings, yeah.
Lemmings, yeah, same thing. It's something you can legitimately just pick up, short spurts, put down just quickly. It doesn't even make you angry because, you know, people are getting murderated. Not a bad thing.
Get kebabbed.
It's rather fucky when you do have to like move boxes when you do that. But it's not the charming kind of fucky. Anytime you try to do anything precise, it can get very irritating. On top of that, it does make an honest attempt at humor. And the ongoing SMS chats, which Pedro has disabled for some reason. I don't know why.
No, I haven't. I haven't gotten to a part of the level.
I got Chatty Jesus. I don't know. Maybe he didn't like you. That is up on my screens when I was playing this time. It was kind of funny, man. I don't hate it, and you know, for $5, fuck it, why not? I'll give it a solid 3.
Yeah. So I like when you try to exit this game. It's like, you really want to exit? Yeah. God sucks. Do you want to go to hell? Yeah. Fuck God. So God sucks indeed. Yeah, this is a game whose 2 methods of input are deficient in very different and yet somehow inexplicably complementary ways, sort of like Strike Suit Zero almost. Where, yeah, box pushing, like Ven had hinted at, it does not work with the controller at all. The highlight, the little icon you need to like click on to highlight, does not show up if you want to do fine box movement. You actually have to use the mouse in order to direct your follower idiots to push things. And yeah, I think sort of like sums up the thesis of this game is that religious people are ultimately just followers with blinders on, unwilling to look out to see if what their supposed religion is doing is good for them, or will just get them led into a giant chopping machine or a pit of spikes. That's about right. I got to admit though, yeah,
Man, synagogue scarred you.
oh yeah, the writing in here definitely made me chuckle a bit. There's some every time Stan shows up, he's like, oh, hi Stan, and yeah, the opening where it's like, and yay, Jesus was all like, what the fuck is this? Like, God, what's going on? It's pretty good. If you are a easily offended religious sort, I do not think that this is the game for you, but you should probably play it anyways. Maybe it will give you a new perspective on your faith. The game itself, though, it basically boils down to waiting out obstacles and juking it, which is kind of complicated because you have a time limit. But oftentimes, if you do not take it slow, your followers tend to take your holy light as more of a suggestion than fact, and will veer off the course that you have set and that bisected or crushed or any other number of horrible deaths that this game can inflict on them. Some of the puzzles are a little better than others, but a lot of it is just trial and error. Some of them are like, okay, no, this is some basic like Mario pattern shit, but others are like, okay, this is expecting me to take some losses. How do I get through this without losing too many guys? And yeah, it's set up in this whole Angry Birds type setup where you try to get as high score as possible, and it's just kind of meh, right?
Yeah,
it's okay for like 5 minutes, and then when you realize, okay, the game is just this, it gets kind of boring. And also there are a couple bits that I had to bash my head against, and I'm like, I'm not having fun anymore. I'm gonna put this down. I'll give it like 2 chairs. It's okay for a $5 game. Yeah, that's what I can do.
yeah, no, that issue we're having with the box and the controller, I figured it out. If you're using the controller, each of the face buttons, like the cross, the square, the triangle, and the circle, each map to a different side of the box. So basically,
my controller has letters, you heretic.
Yeah, or A, B, X, Y.
No, with your ruins, with your pagan faith.
Listen, my controller only has one button and works in my Atari 2600 and my Sega Genesis. It's good enough for Jesus. It's good enough for you.
That's how I figured out that it's like, oh, if I hit this button, they stick to this side. If I click this button, they stick to the other side. Okay, I get it.
That's not communicated at all.
No, that's basically Scientology in a nutshell.
Well, the real difficulty here is not so much to figure out what the buttons are, because if you're playing with a controller, you have a limited amount, and the game does claim to support the controller, and, you know, from my experience, it does. The difficulty here is overcoming the obstacles, which are very time-based, and doing so within the time limit of the level. It's a mobile game through and through that wouldn't go amiss in like a tablet, and the sole input scheme was just like the accelerometer. Basically just
or your finger, more like it.
Go full on hamster ball on it and just play it like that. The camera, whenever there's like an obstruction in between itself and the center of the pack, it tends to zoom in to as close as it can get to like overcome the obstruction, and it gives you this really nice view of your followers, quote unquote, feet. You get to see their feet real up close and how low res they actually are, because they were never meant to be seen that close.
Have you lost people when the camera does that? Because I've lost a couple, and that's a big piss off. Because because like you want to hug the walls because that's the only way to like avoid some of the obstacles, and then zoom.
Right.
Yep, it happens all the time, and I struggle to enjoy mobile games at the best of times. I think like genuine mobile games that started on a mobile platform that I actually enjoyed were Angry Birds, but playing them on PC doesn't really help. And this is the point where I figured out how you work out the boxes, because I was hitting all the buttons and I couldn't figure it out. But yeah, no, playing them on PC doesn't really help for me.
What do you want to bet
one chair
that at some point in development, button prompts are supposed to show up there instead of just the...
Oh, absolutely, because it's a thing. You have to click on it if you're using the mouse. But yeah, you would think that they would telegraph like, hey, use a button. If it's not like the specific button label, then maybe color coded. I don't know, something, anything really. But I guess it's about as informative as actual religion, so I think that might work in its favor.
It's the thing. I didn't mind it for $5. Normally, we don't cover, just lower in. I don't want to say this is a well done game. Some thought went into it, but I mean, it's not ashamed of what it is. It's not trying to be anything more than that. And at the price, it's something to pick up, play around with, and it's Unreal Engine, so it's got that going for it.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was a Unity game at first. That's how sketchy that was.
Also, it needs some work. Your resolution shit, get that fixed.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
It definitely goes to show you though that crappy games aren't just the exclusive domain of Unity. You can do it in any engine. Coming up next, it's odd that we get relationship advice emails, but I got one, so you're gonna watch me ruin someone's life, and we talk a little bit about Google's new streamy stuff. 8 mil thing.
We powered our way through it.
We did it. Oh my god, it's over. Jesus saves and takes half damage.
You'd think
Pass
Jesus would have evasion.
No, Jesus is a cleric, not a rogue. At the very least, he's got a contingency raised dead on him.
But monks have evasion.
Right, but Jesus isn't a monk. He's a carpenter. At best, he's an expert. Expert with some. Let's play the Let's Stat Jesus Up in D&D game. Why not? If you do it with Gandalf, he turns into like a third level wizard. So. Show us that shoulder, Pedro. Ooh.
No, I'm just trying to put the hood on the chair.
Look at that body. Ew. It's like a noodle.
Look.
I did. This is the problem.
Then don't look.
You're getting mixed signals, baby. Mixed signals.
But listen, I think we need more Pedro flexing. Come on, show us them guns. Take us to the gun show.
Any. It's like, look, that's it. That's all you're getting.
Flex. You gotta like push it up a little, make it look huge. Yeah.
Shit, man, I got abs for the first time since like my early 20s.
I don't really do biceps. My triceps are pretty good. Actually, I got really nice shoulders. Got the flaming belt.
Gotta get inked. We gotta get that Star David. Like,
I'm just happy that my shoulders are broader than my hips.
narrow ass hip.
With your fucking
Yes.
birthing hips. Yeah.
You gotta work on it, man. You gotta fill out a skirt.
Skirt.
A kilt. I really do not know where my utility kilt is. It's somewhere in here.
You would own a utility kilt.
Fuck yeah,
I'm not surprised by that statement at all. Well, also, you got a Dragon Con too, so that's like they have a big kilt culture over there.
Yes, this is where I've learned it. From the Dragon Cons.
I'm gonna go get a beer. I'll be right back.
I do know one of the events at Dragon Con, they do a kilt blowing thing where like there's a bunch of ladies with leaf blowers. And they bring a bunch of dudes in to wear kilts, and then they just Marilyn Monroe them.
I don't mind Dragon Con. I people watch.
Yeah, Steve, like I don't even work on my calves. They're just naturally huge. At the very least, I don't have kinkles. Those are the worst.
So, Pedro, we might ask you to try something.
No.
Hear me out before you say no.
Close your eyes and tell me what this tastes like.
No. Those people that can rotate their feet the other way. Double jointed.
I'm scared to try because the machinery holding my legs together might pop out.
Yeah, I'm still working on flexibility stuff, so I can't do that yet. Apparently, you can basically train yourself to do the splits in like 2 months.
Oh, I can do scissor splits.
Not scissor splits, but like full on fucking side to side.
Oh, that? Yeah, nope.
Yeah, I did.
I've been informed that
gymnastics
scissor splits is
couple
cheating.
years, and I never.
I've been informed you probably can't do them.
Yeah, by me. I'm working on it though.
I want to see you like Luke Cage some motherfuckers. Was it Luke Cage that did that? Dick Punch?
No.
Mortal Kombat?
Wasn't it that Johnny Cage you're thinking?
Johnny Cage.
No.
Somebody Cage.
All right, Mortal Kombat. I want to say Raiden did it.
Yeah. No, it's Johnny Cage in the first Mortal Kombat.
Dick
Against Goro.
Punch in the... Oh, Cassie Cage does it now.
Okay.
Johnny Cage's daughter in the new Mortal Kombat games.
My exact words. I saw the reveal trailer. I didn't click on it. It was like Noob Saboot for the Mortal Kombat 900, whatever it is. Like,
yes, Noob Saibot.
Noob
cares?
Saibot is always in Mortal Kombat. Even
It's
if
true.
he's a hidden character,
No,
he's always there.
Not even that. He's in the first Mortal Kombat game too, because he's the original Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also an anagram for Tobias Boone.
All right, admittedly, I
remember
watched
the
a
cheat code to
documentary on Mortal
unlock it.
Kombat, but I don't remember. I don't retain bullshit like that. It's like, all right.
I remember the cheat
just
code
like
to
Mortal
unlock it
Kombat.
in Mortal Kombat 4.
However, if you have the Sega Genesis, Mortal Kombat 2, down, up, left, A, right, down will get you into the development menu.
Mm-hmm.
If you had the Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 for the Saturn, you'd have to write out crazy Cyrax on the controller.
Yeah, I just played it in arcades, and my friend had an MK64, so I'd play that at his house occasionally.
The only reason I want to buy a PS4, see, it's kind of a matter of principle, because that fighting game, they sent us keys for,
Fantasy Strike?
yeah, it only it's hard-coded for fucking PS4, and I was like, I really want to play this game, but I don't want to, you know, brain map.
I've been watching what do you call it? Weekend Warriors. They have a series on Fantasy Strike that sort of breaks down sort of the characters and the action economy, and that's been kind of interesting.
It's got a community behind it already.
It does. And what a lot of the fighting game people really like it just because like it takes out all the bullshit and like forces you to do the head games in fighting games, and that's kind of like the sweet spot, right? Like it's at that point it's all just about prediction and like response.
And it has online multiplayer. We need to
It
get into
does.
it. We need to break it down in tournament.
I need to. That's the thing. I've been putting that off. It's like, man, if I'm gonna pick up a fighting game, I want to get good at it, and that involves like investing time.
Like,
Yeah,
the
I
horrible
thought I
thing
was
for
doing
me,
okay at Skullgirls, and then I went to play online and promptly got my ass handed to me.
Why did you have to get that far? I knew in like the first 10 seconds, like, nope. It's a great game, but it's like, I am too old for this shit.
I beat the game in like a hardcore mode with all the characters. It's like, okay, all right, let's go try online.
Which tells you that this game, Skullgirls, wicked easy, hard mode. Because did you watch him play, what was it the other time?
King of Fighters.
King got his ass whooped.
Yeah, to be fair, I played like 2 hours of that game. Skullgirls actually dug in and, you know, get all the characters, played through all of the story campaign on hardcore with all of them. Yeah.
Well, the other thing too is like a lot of the stuff that the bots do in the campaign mode is not what people who actually play the game do. And if you approach it from that perspective, then you just get destroyed.
Yeah.
Linux Nero, this is like 3 weeks in a row. That bit's getting thin. Like, not a 1 hour time difference even makes up for that. Now you're just like, hey, I missed the show, guys. Come on, get some new material. Okay, we got email. Trying to think of something to come up with this Friday.
I want to say
I know.
Guns
right?
of Icarus. Try that.
Yeah. Do that. Oh no. We could pre-plan it. Hmm.
What is this? What is this pre-plan? It smells like blasphemy, and I hate it.
Well, you don't have to worry about
Gotta
it, man.
pray.
Not until you're done dicking around in Borderlands. You're gonna ride that out until it's 100%.
No, I actually don't want to plat that game. I was just kind of the last 2 weeks has been stalling for Sandy, but I think we're just gonna go kill it next week, or at least get as close as we can. Because I think we got like one more mission and then like the final last stretch.
Okay.
Yeah. Because the reason we stopped in ground for a couple weeks was just because like we were getting swamped, like we were barely making it out of those levels. So I think
That's a game I need to finish at some point.
I've only played it in that one time we did it.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
Well, it's that thing where like Sandy and Mir and Truggy, they've all played this multiple times.
Right.
It's like
It's one of those things of like, I was like, you're doing it wrong. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I've not fucking played the game. You know, this is not breaking news.
Well, it's not even that too. It's like after we're done the main plot, I think I'm done with Borderlands. I don't want to go back and like regrind and do all that shit.
No.
Yeah.
We got to start our,
maybe pick it up for like a one shot or something. But yeah.
We got to do golf with your friends. We got to beat it.
Isn't the only way to win at golf with your friends to not play?
Nah, man, that's a myth. That's a myth. Don't believe the legends.
Shh. Make an ultra chicken.
We could do Tomb Raider deathmatch.
Hey, babe.
Does that still work?
That's a good question. I was theorizing last night what would be the difficulty of getting UT OG Unreal Tournament with a CTF facing worlds up and running. That was my that map was my fuck mother and jam back in the day.
I liked UT 2004. I hated like that football mode where you basically had to grab the ball and then jump into the goal or shoot it to the goal.
Yeah,
because the last
game,
map,
that version of Unreal Tournament stopped me from ever playing it, even though it had Linux.
Yeah.
It's like, no, didn't have a sniper rifle, but it's got a lightning gun, not a sniper rifle. Fuck off, game.
Yeah. No, the last map of that stupid ball game, I got so fucking pissed because I couldn't win it. That was the end of Unreal Tournament for me. It's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm out.
Well, I guess our only choice now is to do some hate mail.
Nope. I'm gonna take a bio break. I was going to do 8 now, but then you brought it up. I'm like, nah.
The taco clock ran off, and I'm like, man, you gotta obey the taco clock.
I was trying to, man. But Pedro had to tell us about his balls.
But then you decided not to. I get it. Yeah, you're very fickle.
It's your fault.
Sure, blame the Jews. That's how it works.
I'm not seeing the problem here. I'm blaming yous.
Whatever you say, Deutschmark.
Be quiet, Fuzzy. What's your shirt say?
Halloween.
It says H and E. There we go. Walls of Jericho. All right, I'll be back in a minute.
I've been to the Walls of Jericho.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
When I was like 8. My dad took me there on a tourist thing.
Oh, he couldn't lose you in the crowd. He tried though, right?
No, my dad is one of those people who will like fucking grab you by the wrist and drag you through places.
Did he make you do like the whole wailing wall shit?
Yes.
Okay. Been there, done that. T-shirt. I was at the wall. All I got was this lousy shirt.
I was at the wall. There weren't any wildlings or anything. I got really disappointed. I was at least expecting a dragon. Yeah, go urinate, then.
I remember playing through the first Unreal and thinking, whoa, this looks great. And you can shoot the gun sideways, and then you'd pick up another pistol. It's like, now I have 2.
I really enjoyed playing Unreal Tournament 2004. Played a bunch of that when I was a kid.
Yeah. Let's see. Can't remember which one I played the most online. I guess if we're talking engines, it was definitely Quake 3, but yeah, it's between like Quake 3 and Unreal Tournament 2004. I played a lot of both of them.
I didn't really get into Quake 3 until a lot later, but that's because the only reason I got into it was because I had a friend who was into it.
Yeah.
And by then it was at that point where like everyone was awesome at Quake 3 and I was just starting off and I'm like, yeah, no.
If we're talking like that engine, I played a lot. The game I played the most of that era was Medal of Honor Allied Assault online. That was my first gripe with the anti-cheat measures because Punk Buster was fucking broken. Absolutely fucking broken. It's like, I'm running Windows XP. I'm well within the minimum requirements. Why aren't you working? Oh, you need to forward it through the firewall. Okay, I'll forward it through the firewall. Now what?
Man,
you need to download the updated versions.
I remember learning how NAT actually worked, and then all that port forwarding shit clicked. And I'm like, oh, okay, that was just a weird thing I had to do to get games running. But now I understand what the fuck it actually is. Okay. That clarifies some stuff. It's clarified like butter.
Yeah, but when it worked, man, the Stalingrad map, I kicked ass. Mostly because everyone went for like the rifles and the sniper rifles in that map, and they'd like to camp near a window and just pick people off. And I was the idiot that was running around with the SMG, either like Axis or Allies. Just, oh, look, there's a camper. There's another one. Soldier of Fortune 2. Play the shit ton of that online as well. The shotgun was massively overpowered.
No, most of the online shooter shit I played back in the day was Counter-Strike. It's because I had friends playing like a bunch of shit on the PlayStation 2 online service, but my parents would not spring for the network card.
Oh, I thought you were going to say subscription. I was like, what?
Oh, there was a subscription element too. I remember that. But it wasn't like today where it's like, oh, if you don't want to pay, you just get updates.
That is something, like, basically ever since the 32X as being online gaming, PC based, I've always looked sideways. And I have friends, people I consider reasonably productive and intelligent members of society, that pay a monthly subscription for online connectivity for their consoles. It's just like, what?
Yeah. Well, it's that lock-in, right? It makes you not want to go anywhere else because you've invested money.
And,
It's basically physical DRM.
dude,
Well, that's what a console is.
Yeah.
the only time it bugs, I get it, is like, okay, well, you got to pay to play it. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. But then it's like, no, but they give me free games every month. I'm like, that's not a free game. Paid for it.
You're paying for it. Which, again, if Steam did the like $5 a month type of situation, and you'd get one free game you could download every month. Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, $20 a month, you know, do it. Like, hey, you can have 3 games downloaded, any that you want. And I know there's Twipple way YOLO titles. Wouldn't be in for it, but there's a lot of developers who'd be like, yeah, man, I get the cut of like whatever they have downloaded and they're playing. Yeah, okay.
Hold on,
Yeah.
is it AAA Wait Waste exclusives?
WATX?
RTX on?
All right, now we're just making fun of people. Shouldn't do that.
RTX.
Yeah, that's just making fun of people.
That's a legitimate speech impediment.
Yeah, I actually know a guy who has that reticism.
Had a classmate all through, you know, the first grade up to 12th that spoke like that.
In 3, 2.
And I think it's about time we wrap this up. We've seen what the Saviors gang had to offer us. Now, let's see what you have to offer us. Because this is the hate mail. Yeah, it's your one chance to let us know exactly what you hated the most about the show.
Nope. I'm going to endlessly reply you on Twitter and like say 2 words.
I mean,
And then it will show up on the live
do
stream.
That. But if you'd actually like to have your little spiel featured right here, right now, you can go to LinuxGameCast.com, hit the contact button, fill out the form. It's pretty easy. Unless, of course, you're a game developer. Then I'd only ask that you read that bit at the top. It's like, yo,
Reading's
you gotta
hard.
send us 3 keys or a copy that we can share amongst all of us. Sound good? All right. So, Jordan, why don't you take this one? It's for you, after all.
Okay. Well, speaking of, we were talking about Mortal Kombat a bit in the in between segments. So, friendship, dearest Jordan, how do I make friends online? I am from a small town, and all of the lugs are reasonably close to my area. Have not been active in years. I'm trying to find people in Linux and trick them into becoming my friends. You seem to have accomplished this. I wondered if you have any advice on making internet friends. Okay, I'm gonna let you in on a secret. Like this is for real. How I made a bunch of my internet friends. Back on forums, they had a thing for like if you wanted to share your
please don't say
AIM or
webcams. Please don't say webcams.
AIM, ICQ handle or whatever. I would literally click on those of people I thought were cool, and I tried talking to them over that. And if they were interested, you can't really do that these days. I guess maybe on Facebook. I don't know. Just go to places that look busy and then join in the conversation. And if you're not a complete shitheel, you will make friends. Or you can pay us money and then we'll be your friends.
Yeah, guaranteed. Well, I'm just a checklist. No, I'll say this is like if I was like game shops, cruising to
yeah.
a game shop, 100%. Every time
You're
I finish a sentence, Jordan says,
friendly local gaming store. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go up.
I mean, there's legit, but I mean, there's also the people that live in those, and they might be like, "What are you doing here?" I walk in, they're like, "You don't belong here. You're not our kind." And you throw them out the window, and they get angry.
And then you're like, "Why are you saying that to me? I'm not a woman." Oh no.
There's
there
also
are actually
one
some
way-
places like that. It's gross.
One way to actually get Linux nerds to talk to you is if you do like a little bit of window shopping and you see someone that's running Linux on their laptop in like the inside of a cafe or whatever, and then you go in, you sit in front of them and make sure that they can see your screen that you're also running Linux, that often gets people like, oh, you're running Linux.
Pedro, do you like go up to people and be like, are you running Linux? I have Linux too. Look at my desktop. Ah!
Are you running Arch?
Have you not heard what I just said?
Nope.
Yeah. Well, I heard
Clearly.
you say it, but I don't believe that you actually do it. The other good place to check out is Hackfests, libraries. Libraries have like a lot of maker resources these days, and a lot of those guys are running Linux.
I know this is going to sound, I'm not just saying buy our merchandise. I'm saying this is a I've done this. I saw a guy wearing a Red Hat shirt. I was like, hey man, how's it going? That was like, we have a thing in common. We're a Linux
It's
shirt.
like the, oh, nice.
Then they're going to be like, yo, you're on Arch. Then you get away from me.
I mean, that's kind of how Ben and I met. It was like, he's like, you've heard of Linux? I'm like, well, actually, I
Well,
work for
actually,
Fedora.
it's like, do you run Arch? No.
No. It's like, okay, then we can get along.
It's like, oh, so you know how to compile a kernel.
Yeah.
Shots fired. Just kidding. We love Arch. Up next.
Up next, we have Cody, and he's shouting about Stadia. My original Xbox is more worth it than some crappy Google Android thing that happens to have a controller. But let's go even deeper. If you have a slim PS2 or a big one with an Ethernet
All right, help me
adapter-
out, Pedro. Why does Cody sound like fucking bad little Nicky?
I don't know.
All right. I'm just
I
You can
thought it was
actually
like semi-muted
softmod it.
Nicolas Cage. How to get
And
burned?
then
How to
stream
get burned?
games from your own computer. No data spyware included.
Popeye's
Thanks to a
chicken's the
little
shiznit.
program called OPL. And that will get you way more better games than Google's hot mess DuckDuckGo
And I don't have any
hashtag.
voice transmogrifiers loaded for Pedro. God damn it.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Well, I think Cody's point here is that, you know, actually having the game like located on media that is near you is probably more desirable than streaming games. Hashtag DuckDuckGo.
I don't know.
Google
He
for
seems to be
results.
going through a bit of a mental exercise for something that you could just say, Raspberry Pi, Steam Link app, done.
I'm what?
Man, no, I want some fried chicken. Popeye's chicken
God
is
damn
the
it, now I'm hungry.
shiznit.
You know what? On that bombshell. Let's cue the motherfucking music. You can always find us around 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. That's when this nightmare train pulls off the tracks and into your face. Until then, if you want to scream at me on Twitter like the 500 and 600 retweets I got for a stupid comic I posted, you can do that on at Vin Stone. I'm on Twitter, mass.linuxgamecast.com. I'm at Vin, might be at Vin Stone. I'm not 100% on that, but I'm there. I'll write you back.
I'm Jordan Spung. I am greasy like a piece of Popeye's fried chicken. You can find me greasing it up at The Burning Fool on Twitter, plus Jordan Spung on Google Plus for another week and change, and at our Mastodon at mass.linuxgamecast.com. I'm at Frojo. I post when I go live streaming, and that's about it, because I can't social media.
And I'm from the South, the deep South. You can find me at Unaccounted For on Twitter.
Can I mute
Or
this?
Plus
This is
Better
hurting me.
Mythos on Google Plus
go.
for, the 2 days left.
That was less Little Nicky and more Little Finger. Sansa, you have to come with me to the north.
Die in a fire.
Look at his vampire
I loved
dick.
your
It's so
mother.
cute. Less Little Nicky, more Little Finger. That was pretty good.
We made it, TwitchTube. Arthuran,
Another week.
Foxy, Empty, Atomic, Mike G, Barbram, Drummer Simon, Aldius, Hoplo, Mackie. Anyone want to take the producers?
Hell no.
Gang of them.
Those
Like,
guys.
everyone there is awesome, but there's a
adds
whole
up,
lot
man.
of you.
The moral of the story is, if you give us money, your name will be on this list. Will you feel satisfaction? Will you feel complete in your life? I don't know, but Frank will love you.
Frank's a little spastic because I might have made the credits like right at the end of the pre-show going, fuck.
Oh man, that's what we need. We need DLC for the Savior Gang where you replace Jesus with Frank.
Of course, there's naked pictures of Ven.
Everywhere.
He's just not sharing them.
There are pictures of Ven in varying states of dress and undress.
This is true. Video, probably.
Yeah.
Bah.
I only show titties for tips.
Titties for tips.
Tips, yeah. Like on my free cams. The good old after intermission. Good times. We have fun.
Ted's optimist.
It's the inter-after.
And enter after under over chosen.
Course.
So 3 weeks is roughly what it takes for your brain to grok a 43-inch monitor.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, when your brain's first neural firing when you walk into the room is like, what the fuck's the TV doing? Oh, right.
Ah, all right.
I mean, it's the human body, right? It works at the rule of threes.
Okay, fill me in.
3 weeks without food, 3 days without water, 3 minutes without oxygen.
And 3 weeks
you're
for
dead.
eating. And if you have, so what? If you have a monitor for 3 weeks, you die.
No, 3 weeks with the new monitor is how long it takes for your brain to adapt to the new thing that you're looking at.
And then
3
and
months if you have a chemical addiction of some kind. Usually 3 months of going cold turkey is what you need.
So if you don't have a monitor for 3 months, then you die.
Yes. To the internet, anyway.
You might pray for death.
Yeah.
Like, God, I don't believe in you, but could you kill me?
I mean, I'm just trying to grok this, right? Like,
This is what you need to grok, okay? Shut up.
Human survive. All right, and if you eat nothing but Popeyes for like 3 years, then you'll die. That's how that works, right?
I don't know. Is it?
Let's find out, Pedro. I'm gonna start sending you Popeyes coupons.
Yay! Free food.
But that's all you can eat. You can only eat Popeyes.
Lack of sunlight killing anyone's a fucking myth.
What are you, a plant?
I mean, it'll make you rachitic, but
Namek or
kill
something?
you outright.
Well,
Yeah.
well, it'll give you a vitamin E deficiency, I think.
D.
Or
D. Basically, there will be no sunlight to activate the vitamin D to stick the calcium to
What
your
I'm
bones,
saying
so
is
your
vitamin
bones
D
will turn
deficiency
into
won't kill
jelly.
you, ladies and gentlemen.
but you should take a bunch of vitamin A.
You know, I
mean,
get a
you need
shitload
A,
of
B,
that
C,
cabbage.
D.
Jalapenos.
If you take too much vitamin A, you go blind. That's the joke.
And? Which point? I've seen the downside here.
I don't know. I can't see anything because I ate too much vitamin. I
Vitamin
ate too many
K, you
carrots.
also need that.
I get all my vitamin R.
From all that milk you drink.
Mulk's goddamn delicious, man. You don't know. A mulk shake?
Freshly squeezed milk. Oh man, I love that bit from The Simpsons. It's so good. It's like fucking ferret milk too. Okay, I'm speaking.
You
I'm-
can
I'm-
have an overdose of vitamin C. You can megadose yourself and your body will start rejecting anything you put in it. but it won't kill you.
I'm gonna go take my dose of vitamin P. I'll be back.
Periwinkle.
That's the thing about vitamin C. It won't. You can't actually have enough that it would kill you. Your body just goes nope.
I see what you did there.
ICUP.
That's what we used to call "See You See Me."
Yeah.
Called ICUP, which had a Linux version, which you had to manually specify your Ethernet adapter to launch the damn thing. Stream delay, ladies and gentlemen.
Seriously, is that actually tea?
Probably.
Because I want to buy some urinal tea. And just have it on my desk at work.
Go for it, man. What type of tea do they drink around the office? TP?
Actually, most people around the office drink that soluble coffee thing. I know, right?
I'm unfamiliar
It's England.
with a
What
brand.
the fuck?
Soluble coffee thing.
Nescafe.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's people around the office seem to be big fans of coffee. There's like 2 or 3 people that have tea, and I'm one of them.
Yeah.
So whenever you get a tea drinker coming up to my desk, it's like, ooh, you have tea pigs. Is that good? It's like, yeah, it's actually, they make really
You
good Earl
drink
Grey.
coffee when you're in Britannia and you rebel. I was a coffee fucking drinker. Move here and everyone's drinking coffee. I'm like, fuck all y'all. I'm drinking tea now.
I like coffee. I'll have a coffee every now and then, but I prefer tea. It's like Earl Grey, the Tea Pigs Earl Grey is so good. That's actually a really good tea. Good job, Tea Pigs.
I drink just black tea. That's it. Individual little tea bags. I go through about 40 a day. Like a boss. They don't have enough caffeine. My energy drink.
There we go. This is the one I usually buy because Tesco has it. That one.
Yeah, instant coffee tastes like a lot of things, just not coffee. Tea pigs?
Yep.
That looks like
that's-
some wannabe edgy shit you would drink.
No, it's actually really good tea. They have a bunch of different animals on their tea boxes. But yeah, no, that's the good one. That's the really nice one.
I have those mugs. We all have those mugs.
I had one of those mugs. It broke.
Same here, but I have a couple of them. I use that one as a warning to the other mugs. I'm like, see what happened to your brother. That's right. Oh, hell, Alex, yes. Strider, I'm surprised you just don't need a fistful of coffee grounds. Meh.
Yeah, no, Dave takes ground coffee beans to work so he can use his AeroPress. Yeah. We keep mocking him because of the hipster coffee. At that point, he's not even mocked because he's ginger. He mocks because he has hipster coffee.
Hey Strider, why don't you tell everyone how come the, what was it? Intel's new discrete GPU is going to suck for gaming.
Oh yeah. Just like the Quadros suck for gaming. Oh wait, they actually perform about the same as their GTX
It's like,
equivalent.
no, it's for a compute system. And the computer, I mean, is it kind of like the Radeon Sun? Kind of like that? A little bit like that? Thought you like that one. It's in the chat log, in general chat. Scroll up, you'll find it. You gotta quit blocking out and typing in Discord, man. I'm telling you.
I was playing something and I was seeing that go by. It's like, oh, Strider.
Yeah, you just look at it and you're like, fucking what, mate? All right. Sometimes you want to type back, but you're like, let's just see where this goes.
There it is.
This is based on evidence called Strider. Typing shit into Discord.
This is based on evidence called It's Not Out Yet. I'm just making shit up on the internet. Happy birthday, fuck. Oh, Jack. Sorry, my bad. I swear I read fuck. Tell me that doesn't say fuck.
It's just Jack, you monster.
Uh-huh.
You need to get laid is what you need.
It looks like a cursive F.
I don't know where to go with this. I really don't. I got lots of places like I mean, I'm spoiled for choice. I don't know who to go after more.
See? Hold on. There you go, a cursive fuck. Come on. There you go. That's what it looked like to me.
Silence.
Jordan, scroll up and tell me what that cake says.
Happy birthday, Tuck.
That's different.
I know what you think it says, but I'm taking a stab at what it actually is.
Then you fail miserably.
Tuck? Yeah.
Is Tuck a common Canadian name?
Like Tucker. Tuck.
Old Tuck.
Yeah.
You know, this isn't the point I was trying to make, but it works.
Or Jack. Jack also works. That could be a J.
It took me less time to figure out what it was, but yes.
Pager just thought it said fuck. He didn't even blink. He was like, why does it say fuck?
It's like, when does it say happy birthday, fuck? Oh, Jack. Oh, sorry.
No, I'm pretty sure that was on purpose.
Did you not tip the baker or the candlestick maker? It was one of them.
No, it was on purpose. Steve's trying to send a message.
He was either trying to say get jacked or get fucked.
I mean, is there a difference, really, at the end of the day?
Not if you're the adventurous type, no.
Yeah. Get Shrek'd.
True story. Here it is.
It's like happy birthday, comma, fuck.
What if his name was Fuck, huh? What then? Because, you know, his love for you is like a truck.
I do not want real cheese.
All right.
So,
I don't know. Listen, man, it's violence against Microsoft product. I'm down.
I think maybe this person thought it was like a cheese grater.
it's like, yeah, no, that's totally fair game on an Xbox One S, but
Oh wait, no, he bought
vegan
someone-
cheese? What's wrong with you?
I don't know, Ben. Explain vegan cheese. You've consumed it. You've spoke of it.
I've spoke of it. Here, let me tell you the vegan cheese story. Gather around, chitlins.
All right. Story time.
The one time I purchased vegan cheese, morbid curiosity. I was like, all right, what's this about? Maybe vegan cheese technology has improved in the 2 decades. Bought it, tried it. I was like, and someone was like stuck on a fork. I was like, whatever. Put it in the dishwasher. This is 20 years ago. Didn't think anything of it. Closed it. Boom, ran it with everything else. It solidified like I had cured plastic onto the fucking fork, never to be removed again. We left it in there for months to see if anything would happen. No, it just bonded with the fork. It was more cheese than fork, I tell you.
Damn.
So and then I was like, you know what? I'm not eating that ever again.
If it can do that, you don't know what it is.
That fork is still out there screeching through the wilderness.
on a clear full moon night, if you listen closely, you can hear it screams.
I'm plastic. I'm
Vegan
plastic.
cheese! Vegan cheese!
I was pissed off. I was a broke kid in university. Forks. I didn't have a lot of them. That one hadn't been gone.
Oh, okay. According to Wikipedia, you can use sesame seeds, sunflower seeds, cashews, pine nuts, soybeans, peanuts. Basically, any sort of lipid you can turn into cheese or something resembling cheese.
Soybeans, it makes sense, because if you can curdle a sort of milk out of soy, then yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, nut juice.
Yeah, nut juice. There you go. That's what vegan cheese is. I guess it makes sense. Yeah, like you can have like almond milk or whatever. Sure. Man, biology is fucking weird.
Here's my subreddit for the week.
Upvoted not because girl, but because I found it something. It's some variation on that.
Okay, let's find out. This is the point where I look at the camera to make sure that that door is still closed. Yes.
Right? Yeah. That's the one. Upvoted not because girl, but because it was very cool how initially clicked because girl. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't say you didn't know it, man. I just
No, it's just fun when it's like when do our Reddit spheres like intersect?
right.
Because we go off into like very different portions of the internet, so it's always interesting to see where that overlap is.
Let me see. Do I have anything in here I've been meaning to show you? Might want to save that one. There's a couple on it. That we're just not going to tell the internet about.
Oh man, Steffi Cohen can squat more than me. Damn it, that was like the one thing I had going.
Oh,
Was that I could technically squat more than Steffi Cohen, but I guess that's not true anymore. Despite the fact that she's like a record-setting deadlifter for someone at her weight, but whatever, fine.
No. This is from being picky. Really? It's like, which ones do I want to give up? Alright, we'll do one more for this week. I think maybe Jordan... This is not funny. This just is like a Gur one.
Non-function slack. Alright. Huh.
Oh, I see.
Just Gur.
Yeah. All right. I see what you're getting at. Ooh, that one's not good.
You
Ugh.
ginormous dicks.
I use this more like shit not to buy list. Like, yep, keep an eye out for that one.
Yeah. The one for like bags of like crackers and shit I get because you need to keep air in them so that the things don't get smashed to bits.
Or you put it in a tube, then you still don't fill it all the way.
Yeah.
Pringles.
When you really need a fucking antenna, why not eat some fucking chips?
Have you actually made a cantina?
Yeah, we did for a project at school.
Oh wow, I forget. Wi-Fi existed when you were in school. What was the...
Ooh,
What?
This one.
What?
This one's bad. If you
Ooh.
can...
Oh, that's cruel.
That's a big ol' fuck you.
In case you want to buy another one to fill it.
Right. Oh wow. Yeah, no, this is I don't know why I'm doing this to myself at this point. It's making me angry. What the the fuck is this guy?
Some of them are just dicks. Yeah, right?
Yep.
What the fuck?
Oh.
Now these are just kind of getting amusing. My anger is gone. It's like, really?
Oh man, yeah. I mean, if it's got straight up like Chinese characters on it,
Like, someone did that on purpose, right? Like,
businessmen.
I mean, at what point is it actually cheaper to get the larger tubs? I guess if you get like the reject tubs and then just repurpose them, that's how cheap this is.
Have you ever bought anything like that? And you're like, oh, motherfucker. Not like, oh, I get it.
No, nothing ever like this bad, I don't think.
I can't think of anything offhand.
I mean, the grab bags of crisps here are that bad. It's like a little bit down the bottom, and the rest of it's just straight up air.
They have a specially engineered version they keep in pubs. They managed to put 3, possibly 4 crisp.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that. That would have go back.
I mean, that's most of the, like, wide bottle super glues. It's just that.
Maybe they're... Oh, no. No. There's something in the back of my brain. It just didn't irritate me enough to etch in that permanently. Pretty interesting. I don't know. Stay tuned next week and I'll drop another dose of subreddit knowledge that will lose Jordan to. This is why I wait until
some
the
of these
after
are
show.
just straight up. It's like dicks.
True. You mean collector's items, Strider? Vintage.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is there actually a story behind like why there's so much wasted space?
Yes.
In fucking
Yep.
PC games. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
They used to have these places called computer stores, and on them
Right.
were shelves. So,
Right.
in order to stand out, they got into a race to the biggest box.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. Pretty much it.
Like, cause I remember like some of those old PC games like came with posters and shit too.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Like that.
I remember my copy of Oblivion came with like the poster that was the map of Cyrodiil.
Yeah.
My copy of Skyrim came with a map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now, like, if you buy something, like, even if it's physical, a lot of times you'll just get a code.
Yeah.
Okay, here's Google's new digital game delivery thing. What? This is the big question. Is it subscription only, or can you buy a game and is it yours to keep?
Well, clearly it's not going to be yours to keep, but like.
Well, I mean, come on, Steam, keep.
Yes.
Right, but at least with Steam there are files on a drive and you can unplug that drive.
Yeah,
And quite a few of those games are DRM free. Yeah.
And I'm sure when you don't have that game downloaded and Steam dies, that'll do you a fuckload of good.
Some might, but that's why I like that GOG Connect thing, because then I can always just grab a fucking DRM free copy of the game.
That's why I have all of my GOG games and all of my Humble games that don't have Steam keys. I have them all backed up in the external hard drive.
On live, what did they say, Scoots? Yours to keep. Only guarantee it.
It's on the server for at least 3 years.
Well, I mean, it is Google. I mean, it'll probably be around, but then the service to deliver it won't be. And if that's not there, you're not going to have access.
At that point, will they do the same thing that they did with Google Plus and give you a thing? It's like you can download the stuff.
Oh,
Fuck
ooh,
no.
is
Nope.
that how you get the Linux Stadia port?
Right?
Ooh, no.
That doesn't work because it doesn't have the
Here,
magical
calm down
decrypting
posting, dude.
thing.
We get it.
Yeah.
The, yeah. It's just the tech's not there either, man.
I mean, if we had really good internet, then maybe. You're on Google Fiber. You know what?
Even if you're on fiber, you're looking at your round trip. What's your ping on average?
Well, shit. You know what? I was running a fucking ping test to try and narrow down that network issue, but then I closed that terminal. So You know, fuck me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hang.
Mine's usually like between 8 and 14. So you're looking at on fiber, it's usually like 2.
Between
Between
16 and 24 for me.
between 1 and 8 for me.
That's not bad at all. And that's round trip. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if you're bouncing close enough to it, I just don't see. I mean, with your first person, that's not going to work. Now, if you're playing something like Assassin's Creed, Skyrim, something like that, hell, you could probably play Rocket League.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe, okay, here's something I meant to bring up. I think they're grossly overestimating the amount of people that want to watch people play video games versus the ones that are going to watch and go, oh, now I want to play.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they make it seamless to where they can play with the person they're watching. That might be a way in.
They
you know
did
what?
mention that.
That would be an interesting solution to the whole couch multiplayer shit.
Mm-hmm.
You could do network multiplayer. Everyone just connecting to the same fucking Stadia
Right.
service. But like as far as the game's concerned, everyone is just like another controller on that console or PC or whatever.
There's a lot of interesting ways. And one of the things they said, like, it has the equivalent of save states, like you would with, like an emulator.
Mm-hmm.
You could jump into any point in a game. Like if you were watching somebody stream a game, you're like, oh, and they're at that one spot. You could start the game right there within 5 seconds at that exact point. Like
You
basically
can
a
share the
copy, a
link.
clone, right?
Yeah, you can share the link to that save point. Let's call it that. And then people can just play it on their own, and then they can share that back. It's like,
So-
look, I beat that boss for you.
See, these are a lot of cool ideas that are not going to get implemented. And
Oh no,
again,
I think all of this will launch. It's just the whole point is to get people to buy shit, and that's where it
Yeah.
falls apart. Because I could be like, yo, we're gonna be playing this, and it's like, yay, I'm watching. I'm like, who wants to play? Like, I'm watching. Because sometimes you don't want to be asked. You're like, no, I just want to sit back, dance, monkeys. And especially with the
Alright.
upcoming generation, like I watch. This is entertainment. It's not processed as like I got the games I play, but I got the games I watch.
mhm.
I'm
gonna go take a
piss. I'll be back.
There's definitely a different dynamic now. Because I will watch people play games that I would never fucking touch just because I can't do them. But it's interesting to see how other people attack problems. But yeah, I don't know. I could see them going either way with like a subscription or a per game thing. Maybe it's something like season passes.
I don't know.
Where like you buy like 12 months of the game and you get like all the DLC and shit as it releases.
And here's the other thing. I mean, they're going to have one hell of a demo for people to try before giving them a.
I wonder if
$1,
it's
man.
gonna be Assassin's Creed.
No, I got a free copy of that though. Yay!
Yeah.
That I'll never play. I'll try to play it. I don't know. I've not tried installing Uplay through Steam. I tried it with Lutris and it ate dog shit. Maybe the new Lutris version will work better, which you should go check out. Lutris.net.
Yeah, Not 5.1 was released recently. You should also become his Patreon because poor Strider, he broke. He needs your money.
Garlic bread's not going to save itself, man. I mean, it's not free. Baguettes, garlic baguettes. I guess you could make garlic bread out of the back and just like one big ass.
Yeah, oh yeah, I've had baguette garlic bread. It's pretty good. I mean, really, garlic bread is just like bread and garlic butter.
Bread with garlic, but yeah, I don't think there's
So-
too much of an art to it.
Yeah, as long as you got both of those things going on, I think you're good. That's right, man. He's got to shop at Smart and Final. Sounds like a fucking ultimatum.
You know, I was watching, they were doing some breakdowns of what it cost. And, you know, I got out of graduate school with a little over 70K in debt. There are not even Ivy League schools that are 65 grand a semester. No, that's just like room and board and all that shit, but still, you can get an undergraduate degree and be like 100 grand in the hole.
Oh yeah, education.
Fuck.
I'm. It's nice in Canada that a lot of it is subsidized, so you don't have to eat total shit. But I still have a lot of friends who, who had to take student loans and are going to be paying them off for a while. And it's not going to be like hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt. It's going to be like maybe $20,000 of debt. But I mean, that's manageable.
Well, they were really clever in America. They've set it up to where you even bankruptcy will not alleviate you.
Yeah, which is ridiculous, right? I think there is a thing though that if you like make the minimum payment for like some period for like 10 years or something, you can just kind of claim, yeah, no, I'm done.
Right.
But for some people that's difficult to do. You gotta eat. Yeah, fucking living in socialist Denmark, it's nice when you can just like fuck off and go to school.
So you want to do a little 3-on-3?
Sure.
Okay.
So everyone casually reaches for their controllers.
I'm so sad. I'm back on this old biddy.
Don't worry, baby. I'm going to bring out the Son of X clone. It blinks.
Yeah, no, Rocket Cars is still having none of my Dual Shock, so 8-bit do.
New songs for Rocket League. Oh boy.
Because that's what everyone was asking for.
Needs more wub wub. Wub is love.
Education is free in Portugal, right up until the point where you get to go to university. At which point you go, ooh, so it's like 1,500 euros a year. I mean, you can work that off in a month, but whatever.
I mean, yeah, you're
too bad.
Yeah, you're like, oh no, that's like $3,000. That's not the worst thing in the world. Yeah, no, people in the U.S. get fucking dumped on for their education because fuck smart people, I guess. I don't know. They don't, there seems to be a vested interest in not keeping people educated.
Yeah,
and keeping them in debt. Anywho.
Keep the little people down so they don't get any ideas.
No, it's just a bit more simple than that. People like money, and they want your money.
Yeah, people want that. That's right. People have your money because they create a system where you have to give them your money.
Yeah, because they're selling the product. The product is your education, and they're going to charge a hefty price for it.
Yeah.
There's also a bigger issue where the public education is more concerned about sorting people than actually educating them, because the post-secondary wants to know what the top 10 people are because they're the easiest to teach, and the jobs want to know what the top 10 of those people are because they're the easiest to teach, even though it doesn't actually work that way, but whatever.
Someone sounds a little bitter.
Well, I mean, Scoot's been embedded in education for a while.
I didn't get a tertiary education myself, so.
Well, I mean, it's good to actually be clever and go all the way through it and
I
And-
mean, you gotta do what works for you, right? Like if you
Right.
have if opportunities present themselves, then sometimes you just gotta take them.
I mean, it's better than like bullshitting and force feeding your way through and be like, "Told you I wasn't clever." Yeah, you know. Can we not have this conversation anymore?
I was just.
I have a
dumb.
master's degree. I'm doing fuck all with it.
Yeah, I have a technical diploma and I'm doing great. So
Yeah, I got a certificate 3 in IT. That's about it.
the
Everything
moral
else
of the
is
story
switched.
is really it's all bullshit until you can get that first position, which then you try to leverage into getting a better position.
This is it. I mean, as much as I hated it, I mean, it was straight up nepotism.
It's not what you know, it's who you know.
I have the internship. If it wasn't for that internship at Scientific Atlanta, like none of this shit would have like rolled out the way it did.
Hello.
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 Oh. Oh.
Oh, oh.
Oh, indeed.
Team LGC has assembled.
Okay,
Aw.
I better get back to the
By our
main.
powers combined, we are fucking terrible.
Pretty much, yeah.
All right.
Am I
Wha-
not online? What the?
Maybe?
I should be online.
If I could join
No, I don't see you. I don't see you.
what do you call it? You have to do it through the in-game dealie, right?
Yeah, it doesn't work through the overlay anymore.
Oh no, he's online now. I see him.
Yeah, for some reason, Ven wasn't showing up, although Pedro and Jordan
Yeah.
were
Jordan Pedro was then, wasn't?
Fine, be like that.
until just now.
Yeah.
Hey,
See,
it's not us, it's Steam, man.
he's very sneaky.
Boom.
That Ven Stone.
So do we have
the
3 people that want to get beat?
Yep, me.
Want to
I'd
get
like to
beeped?
join in if possible.
I'm up for an ass whooping.
All right, that's 2.
Okay, so Scoots, Foxy, and Rohit.
I don't know. Rohit? All right. We'll make that happen.
Let's just hope he doesn't time out. Sent you, Harry Crutch.
The moral of the story is plug a fucking cord into your computer. God damn it.
Says the boy who spent the first 2 years on Wi-Fi doing the show.
Hey man, wasn't 2 years.
Almost.
I don't know.
We've been doing this for a minute, sweetheart.
Yay.
We have,
Actually, we're
but
up to 8.
I only thought I was at my parents' place for a couple months before.
You know, honestly, the way I'd do that would go back and look at thumbnails.
Yeah. Look for the tiled ceiling.
Yep. Man, I'll actually get a chance to put shit on the walls for a new place. Maybe I'll just like leave it blank
You will.
as a tribute to
No,
just being
you,
surrounded
here's what
by-
you'll do. Here's Jordan's thought. Same thing as his Discord avatar. He's like, I never got around to it. Oh, now it's my thing now, so I can't do anything with it. So it'll be a
Yeah.
blank wall, and it's like, yeah, I'll get it. I just never got it. Oh, it's my thing. Blank
I'm
walls.
trapped.
Yeah,
I'm trapped in a padded white room.
it's my brand.
Please send help. Yeah. Laziness is my brand. I'll cop to that.
All right,
I
let's
am
rock
straight
and
up lazy.
roll. We're gonna be Team LGC. You guys can be Team Shotrel,
All right.
and we're gonna crush you.
Fair enough. All right. Fair enough.
Gosh.
Let's do it.
Hang on,
At
let-
least some of that is legit.
Someone will be crushed.
There will be crushing.
Okay, let me cut this thing to mildly less psychotic.
No, let's just fucking drop it in like fucking insanity.
The human
No,
brain's
Super
not ready to go
Bowl,
right into my
100%
mutator
boost.
settings from last week. It's messed up, man.
So, you guys liked my brother's cake?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
I did.
You're on 4v4
For
right
all the wrong reasons.
Whoop. There we go. 3v3.
Assist.
Zizzy, booty, la bukakabo.
Then has picked a side on the East Coast West Coast debate.
East Coast.
Middle.
Uh oh.
Hey, man. In case I get to get the fuck up out of here, I'm right next to Hartsfield. I'm good.
Okay, shut round.
Team Voltron.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Woo, fuck off, baby.
Nope.
Hey, hang on.
Ooh, getting jumpies.
Ooh, Scooty.
Oh,
Scooty.
Scoot.
No.
No.
Oh.
Bad Scoot. Ah, damn it. It bounced over me.
I don't trust them enough to leave goal. I gotta see how they play. Because I'm not good at goal.
Yeah, go row hit.
No.
That word.
Nope.
Words are difficult at this point.
Yes. Look.
I went over it.
Kick his ass, Pedro.
No.
Whoa, well.
Go yes now.
We all
Go.
failed. It's fine.
Oh,
No
okay,
boost.
never mind.
It was a team
Aha! Yes. Right direction.
Bad touch.
Boop. No, don't do that, you cheeky little bug.
Yes, more
Language.
of that, please.
He's so cute when he tries to swear.
Oh, you know as well as anyone else I can swear like a fucking sailor. Come on.
And it's adorable.
Uh-oh.
I
I got sideswiped.
Nope. Too fast. Boop it!
Oh, it's
Nope.
This is the sighted man in the land of the blind.
No.
I think that might be a cross. That might be a decent cross. That
Nope.
is not.
Yep,
Never mind.
that way it is. God damn it, Pedro, really?
Oh, yes. Bounce.
No.
Yes!
I was too busy getting reorientated from getting slammed by Pedro.
Well done, Rohit. No, beautiful.
I should have jumped over Pedro. That was my fault. I tried.
All right.
I jumped too late on that one.
I'm in at this time. Okay. A cuckoo indeed. It's fakakta.
Da-da.
Klaatu, barata, necktie.
Ah.
That's a cross. Someone. Anyone?
God
No?
damn it!
Come on, I'll put myself.
Seriously, Pedro?
Yeah, get the fuck
I
out
was
of
about
here.
to drill the ball
My
downfield.
camera was
Pedro
on the
just
ball. I
sideswipes
couldn't
me.
see you, okay?
See, I can't go goal sometimes.
Go. Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Yeah,
You also speak English.
boy had a dream.
No. No habla inglés, señor.
Nope, you might have not.
Come on, boys. I believe in you. I mean, I really don't, but if I tell you that, maybe you'll do better.
Oh, no.
Yes, yes, yes. No.
Ah, God damn it.
Operation Get in Their Way was a success.
No.
Oh, that's another one. Oh,
I
right.
tried.
Nice.
Yeah.
Look.
Pedro tried.
I tried.
I tried.
But Bro hit so hard.
And Jordan finally saw the ball was heading his direction.
Well, I was waiting to see, right? Because I didn't want to overcommit. Which I do. And so, I'm trying to correct that behavior. It fucked me over this time.
Yeah, it tends to do that. Come on.
5-man has the fear of commitment.
No, I overcommit. That's my problem. Too committing. I do that get commit for I get commit get push force.
That was smooth, old man. Right. Ah, come on.
Hi, Scott. Ah. Nope.
Nope.
Ah! No, damn it.
Ah.
Damn it, damn it, damn it.
Oh no! Did I just do something bad?
Oh,
I did.
yes.
Yes! Good job, Ben.
Thanks, Foxy. Appreciate the pass.
Nice.
That just kind of duped its way in there. Like,
Redemption must be required. Oh, fuck off! No, not again. No, 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 no.
Slight
no.
boop.
Oh,
Just a
good.
slight boop. Oh.
I was too low.
Incompetent. Too incompetent.
Oh, that would have been beautiful. Unfortunately, we live in an ugly world.
Go, Scott! Oh, Scott! I was
Good job, Ben.
almost. I was on the way. Well, some fuckhead hit it.
Oh well.
All right.
Lives were lost. Friendships destroyed.
Okay, I did all right.
We lost to Australian ping in person and can barely stay online.
Yeah. Listen, at least I didn't get like 2 points or some shit. That small victories. I helped.
2 points would have meant you only touched the ball once.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I got to do a bio break.
All right.
So once is that, then we're gonna kick their ass in hockey.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Aw.
fuck me.
After we listen, man, we let them win that. False hope. We threw the game. We're being nice. We're being generous hosts.
Oh yeah, we're allowing them into a false sense of security. I like it. Oh man, these guys are terrible. We just curb stomp them. That's when we prove we're not really bad. We're just really, really bad.
We're god awful.
Yeah. Like, nope. We're incompetent, but they're incompetenter.
Who's Jill snuggling up to?
Rohit, your ping was pretty good compared to Foxy's.
No.
There's a guest bedroom in my brother's house, and it's just laying here.
Okay, so I ask again. Who are you snuggling up with?
It's Jill's husbando, the body pillow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a Mr. Spock or something, probably. Like a sexy pouting Mr. Spock, but it's a body pillow.
I do have Mr. Spock in his Enterprise.
Of course you do.
Of course, she has a Mr. Spock body pillow. Who am I talking to? But is he all like sexy and pouting though? Does it got
On
that?
at least one side.
Well, it's not during his ponfar, so.
Well, so do you spring out the Mr. Spock body pillow once every 7 years? I get it.
Yeah.
Van, don't ask.
It's a really bishy Spock too.
Yeah, that's
He's got
that's
like
what I'm
the-
talking
the-
about. Like
The top
it's got some
three
like fabric
buttons
glitter
of
on
his
it.
shirt
Yeah.
undone.
Oh yeah, no. On the other side of the body pillow is like him all fucking like pronate, like producing his bottom is like, oh no,
Mhm.
I'm about to get spocked.
Give me the spocker.
That would be like chew up his urethra though. That would be painful. Maybe Spock's into that.
Yeah. Ah.
True that, Matthew. And a Riker one. Steven has a Riker uniform that he sometimes will get out for me at the conventions.
At the convention, yes.
Ooh, chisel chin. Uncle man.
Man,
You gotta straddle the chairs to sit.
Let's see. Alan, we can bring you in if we have somebody else that wants to come in.
I'm sure there's someone else who wants to come in. Right, Chat Realm? You're always clamoring to play some Rocket Legs.
Linux Nuru, you making good on that I could play?
Oh boy. You want someone who has worse ping than Foxy?
No, I was just making that one. I thought I couldn't get in.
Come on, Linux Nero.
I would play, but you know. Man, I saw a fucking router that had an advertisement on it said gaming Wi-Fi. I wanted to smack whoever wrote that. Like if you're no.
Yeah, no, that's a thing now. Those used to be pro routers, now they're gaming routers. They have RGBs.
I mean, you can sell anything to anyone, right?
Mm-hmm. Apparently. People will buy it.
Hey, come on, Linux Nero, if you're watching. Come on.
I don't know, he bounced, man. The pressure's too much for him. If I can do...
I love Wi-Fi. I just don't like it for when I need to play video games.
Wi-Fi's great when I'm like streaming video.
Yeah. I don't want wires. I want radiation that Jill Stein tells me gives me cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, 5G is the new thing that's gonna give you cancer.
I mean, let's be real. We are floating around a giant fucking cancer ball in space that's just blasting radiation at us. So, I mean, don't get too
and we
close to
caught
like
our
very
house with the Wi-Fi's and
Dude,
the
all right.
cell phone.
This is immediately when I
networks.
zone out and was like, I get the Wi-Fi as the headaches. It's like, so after 100 years of being saturated by regular radio waves, which that's what Wi-Fi is, fucking radio waves. These special ones give you the brain cancer. Fuck off.
Well, yeah,
It's like TV stations used to broadcast over radio. Regular radio still broadcasts over
No. So here's the thing. Sometimes I browse like a website on like my tablet or my phone or whatever, and I read a post and it gives me cancer.
Mhm.
So that Wi-Fi causes cancer.
See, if we look at the timeline, cancer causes Wi-Fi.
Listen, anybody who Wi-Fi's long enough will eventually get cancer.
Anyone who humans long enough will eventually get cancer.
Maybe.
Don't quote me on this one, but I distinctly remember in physics, I was looking at a study that was.
Don't quote me on this. This is the internet equivalent of, I remember reading somewhere.
Exactly, right. I remember reading somewhere when I was in physics about there's a group trying to do a study on whether the iodine in our bones would actually increase your cancer rate if you're sleeping next to someone versus not. Because then you'd have a second source of radiation that you're snuggling to all night.
What, snuggling a Wi-Fi router?
No, the iodine in our bones.
So you're snuggling a skeleton?
So you're snuggling a fish as you sleep?
Wait, I'm
you're saying they're doing a
confused.
study, do single men get cancer more than married?
Less than one.
Oh, less than. Right. Okay.
And actually, another weird one is Nova Scotia. It's all one big granite slate, so there's a lot of uranium in it, and they're finding that they actually have lower instances of cancer, and they're assuming it's because of built-up tolerance over, because it's very little.
Right, yeah. So you gotta shoot yourself with like smaller nukes, and then you gradually build yourself up to like full-on nukes, and then
or build your
immune.
entire civilization.
You
on top of
dilute some uranium
granite.
in saline solution and you inject yourself with it.
Isn't that fucking holistic medicine?
Okay, Alan, you are on
That's
Team
homeopathic.
LGC. I'm going to roll out as a spectator.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh boy.
You're thinking of homeopathic. Holistic
Whatever.
means looking at all the symptoms at once or whatever.
Well, I mean, listen, it's all shorthand for
Don't get all
woo-woo
technical
bullshit.
on us.
Yeah.
Don't get all
All
pedantic with your mannerisms and words. Thingies.
Oh, it's the you one.
Yeah. I don't
Oh,
have-
you. Oh, you.
Okay.
Wee.
Rohit.
Wee. Move over,
This is
bro.
not hockey.
Get away, get away, get away, get away, get away, get away.
Closest
Ah,
you're
no
getting.
boost.
Woo. I can do flips. I'm a wheel boy.
You're a wheel boy?
I'm a wheel boy.
Look at me. I'm a wheel.
Oh,
How the
Whoa.
fuck, Scott?
oh,
Canadian
God,
magic,
check it
man.
out.
I just turn around like, oh, gotta stop that.
They're like Wonder Twins made of bacon and maple syrup.
Yeah.
I want some bacon and maple syrup.
I would love some bacon.
Stop making me
Come on,
hungry.
Jordan.
The
Yeah.
fucking camera fucks me
so
up.
goddamn hungry.
Fuck off. Not having it.
Pedro is... Hey, Pedro hit the ball. twice.
Nope.
Ish.
Oh, nice place, though.
Ish.
Mr.
It
Alert,
got booped
my
right
boy.
back.
I got blown up by Mr. Fox Dog.
I don't know where
Well.
the fuck I am. I'm trying
Yeah,
to get this boost. Oh, there we go. Thank you.
The camera in this map like really fucks me up sometimes.
No! No, 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 no.
Hashtag no.
No, 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 no.
Just be glad it's not an overhead map with dots on it.
Boom! Oh, all
There
right.
we go,
I tried to
Jordan.
block
Very
that.
good, very good.
Yeah.
And he failed.
Whee! Boop.
I touched
Pretty
it.
shot. I touched
Yeah, you did.
I touched it.
Don't say that in court.
Yeah, no, that's the last thing you want to say in court.
Oh, what happened there? Oh, that's fine.
You got no. Must be.
I got what? Fuck off, Jordan.
Yeah?
One day I'm gonna blow your ass up, Foxy.
Come on, Scoot.
Ugh.
Oh, oh,
All right.
oh
there.
shit! Look at that teamwork. I mean, it's
Yeah.
accidental, but come on.
One day.
I jumped too late.
I saw you at the corner of my eye.
Boom.
Rohit.
Nice.
I went for it, but I wasn't high enough.
I wasn't
There's
high.
layers to that sentence.
I know. That's why I chose it very, very carefully.
I got high.
Want to get high?
Because I got her.
I got high.
Nope.
Oh, fuck off.
No.
Yay, clusterfuck.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah,
made
walking
Get out of
it.
here.
Hey, forget about it.
Forget about it. Hey yo, it's me, your boy Johnny Stoops.
Oh, wait. No.
Why, Pedro? Why would you do that?
Pedro's hell-bent on fucking people's shots up this evening, man.
Oh, that's
I haven't played this game since last week.
Oh shit! So how many
Well,
times? How many
welcome
hours
to the
do you think I've
club.
logged, right?
Well, I got booed.
Foxy's trying to.
Come up with.
9.
All right.
I'm just doing footing here. Oh, hang on.
You know, Michael, I'm impressed you didn't manage to make that call.
Wee. Bouncy,
Yes,
bouncy
keep going.
balls.
Oh.
Just keep
That is
turning.
cool.
Just keep turning.
Wait, Mr. Alert.
Birdie.
Birdie,
Birdie.
birdie. I am just a birdie too.
My birdie.
Wow.
There was no one there.
I know. It was great. I was on a wall.
Oh, no, bad.
Ah,
God damn it.
yes.
I tried to get him. Fuck the balls, you know, for bad.
I was just waiting for the ball to fall.
I don't know. Apparently, Foxy and I got
Mr. Alert alley,
transmogrified into Betty, so.
Red clothes.
Your clothes are black.
Swing and a miss, Foxy.
That movie's so fucking stupid.
Hi, Scott.
And then the chosen one will learn something very important that day. Metal claws hurt like hell. Oh,
Very good, Mr. Alert.
Yeah, teamwork. What
One
works?
each.
Teamwork.
One each.
Present to the class the game-winning goal.
Awesome, Pedro.
There's still 49 seconds to go.
Plenty of time to lose. Plenty of time.
The old
Oh, no,
lady
Pedro
has
got.
all-
Nope, Jordan got it.
Not just yet.
Ah,
Where's this? Oh,
that curve fucks me up all the time, every time.
And it keeps moving around too.
Oh,
Yes.
fuck. All right, now it's game over.
It's all ogre now.
Thanks for that pass, by the way.
No,
Much
it's
appreciated.
Not. It's all Godot now.
Yay, Alan.
Fuck off,
Is that the Mr. Fox Dog theme song? Fuck off, Alan.
To the tune of 18.
Hashtag no, no.
Yes.
Fuck off, Alan. Da, da, da. Da, 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 da,
Fuck off, Alan.
But it's in French.
Oh, so it uses the French A-Team song? Yeah, eat shit.
Pedro again.
That wasn't Pedro. That was, well.
No, that was Pedro.
That was Pedro.
I passed that to you, though, man. I fucking knocked
Yeah,
it
you
over
did.
there.
Oh, no,
You
no
absolutely
assist.
did.
Didn't see it. No assist.
Which is horseshit, because that wouldn't have even been there if I hadn't.
It hit
Made
the
that
floor first. That's why Jordan didn't get the assist.
I know. It's fucking horseshit.
It hit the wall. There we go.
All right. Wee. All right.
I don't know how I pulled 3 goals out of my ass, but I'll take it.
Well, you didn't do it alone, buddy. You didn't do it alone.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, Rohit, you don't have a bad ping. Would you have a ping?
Yeah. The problem is
Dude.
maintaining a ping.
Agence to risque. Man.
Yay.
Agence to risques.
That was a great night.
You guys played really well.
Don't butter him up so heavily, Jill.
Oh, sorry, Foxy. I promise I'll root for you the next game.
Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
Oh shit. he's thinking.
It's my secret.
Oh,
I'm never thinking.
yes.
Looping Murdoch,
Nothing good
man.
ever comes out of it. Nothing good for anyone comes out of that.
Something along the lines of zero gravity drop shot.
Now it's going to be a lot worse now.
See, I don't want to say anything because that will just give Ven ideas.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I'm saying stuff.
Spiky hockey.
More spiky bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Spiky hockey, and it's all about ram him. Ram the fucker out of existence.
Yeah. Do you have the puck? You are a target for death now. Ooh.
Ooh.
Boost 10x curve cube.
Kirby Cube.
The curve cube doesn't work though, because the cube just lands on one of the vertexes and it stops.
Yeah, fucking cube, and it's no murder cube. I prefer murder cube. Oh, that's what we should do. We should do some more besiege.
We could try that.
I mean, it works fine.
Yeah. I haven't looked at that in a minute. So that could be something to do.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try something new on you.
Oh boy.
Stop dancing for your pillow and watch the game.
Mr. Foxdog, that's lewd.
Loot.
No, Vin, don't use region as a mutator.
give Mr. Foxdog the advantage that we then take it all away from us. Oceania. Oh.
Welcome to my
It'll
world,
it'll fuck him up too because he's not used to playing with good ping.
Right?
Everybody loses. Except for Psionics. They keep making money off this.
It's always one of the best-selling games. They must ban a lot of people for cheating, and then
Right, like
people buy it again.
alright, what we got?
Hi.
Spring loaded. Okay. No
So
no boost.
Oh, no boost.
No.
Okay.
No boost.
Okay.
But you have springs, so you can like punch shit.
Oh, on contact demolition. Yep.
You better not
With
touch each
friendly
other while
fire.
you're at it.
Oh yeah. Friendly fire. Good to know.
Gravity's not too bad.
No, gravity.
It's high. It's not super high.
Yeah.
Super high.
Your only boost is your punch.
Super high.
God damn that punch,
Scotty.
Scott.
That was
You
beautiful.
saved that one. By the
Having
tip
no
of your
boost
foreskin.
It's kind of weird. Hi, Rohit.
I keep going for the boost button.
It's not rocket cars, it's just cars.
Calls.
Yeah. It's punchy cars is what it actually is.
It's exploding cars.
It's the only safe way to
Jordan.
play, man. Use your punch. Don't use your car.
And then everyone just tries to avoid everyone else. Ah, but the boost. Damn it! Nope.
Go!
No,
go,
no,
go,
no,
go,
no,
go,
no,
go,
no,
go,
no,
go.
No. Yes. Well, I guess there's also there's a defensive component in the. Oh, and there's no reset.
No reset. Ah. No.
All right. Yes. Yes, Pedro. Yes.
Yes.
Bullshit. Hi, Alan. The bullshit giveth, and the bullshit taketh away.
Jordan.
So says our Lord.
Oh. So saith our Lord and Savior, bullshit.
Whee, I can fly.
The fucking power up recharge is slow enough too that it fucks with you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Everybody blows up.
You get a bomb. You get a bomb. Everyone gets a bomb.
You get a bong, and you get a bong, and you get a bong.
no, Linux Guru, that was on Reddit yesterday. What are you talking about?
Oh, sorry, Pedro.
Jordan keeps blowing me up.
To be fair, you were in my blind spot.
Well,
Yeah, I didn't see you either, right up until you blew me up.
Serendipitous like that, ain't it? Oh, another boot. Why?
You deserved it, man. Come on.
No!
oh, Scooty.
Oh, oof.
Oh. Good.
You can't fist your way out of everything.
That's what you think.
You can if you try hard enough.
Listen, with enough Kentucky jelly, it will fit. Yes. Yes. Yes.
No, who hit it? Who hit that?
Oh! Will get
If I
Oh,
Scotty again.
Scott, you pulled that
God.
fist out of your ass.
wow, indeed. There
we go.
I did it.
It's really hitting below the belt, guys.
Yeah. I mean, I'm starting to feel a little punchy right now.
I'm telling you, man. The old one
Oh, you
too.
kicked me.
Ooh. Oh,
No.
God. Man.
Go, Scott. Go. Go.
You're just driving
God damn it.
doom every time, too. Oh.
I didn't think I hit him that hard.
It's always interesting to see what new strategy Alan tries to come up with for any sense of normalcy.
Hi, Scott. Ooh. Ooh.
Oh,
No. Bad Pedro.
Mr. Alert! Don't bump into me.
Ah, damn it.
Oh, Jordan.
I tried.
You did. A little bit light on the trigger.
Team Pink Fist.
Oh, god damn it.
That's the new sequel to Iron Fist, is the Pink Fist.
Let it boop.
Yes.
Oh, god.
Oh.
All right. Okay. Woo. There's no boost, so all we can do is flip. All right. I did better than Alan. That's the important thing.
Yeah, I got a bunch of shots on goal because someone was in the goal booping them back at me.
All right. Well, that was an experience.
Hey, man, we learned something.
You learned
did?
something.
You learned something. What are you implying?
Not really. I mean,
It was actually a really
Please
balanced
unlock
level of
this all
mutators
unlock
too,
in
with
one.
the no boost, but also the
Oh yeah.
springs. Right?
Oh yeah. It's easy to cook them up. It's just miserable to play them.
No. I mean, it was actually balanced. It actually like it gave.
Oh,
it was a mishmash, right?
yeah.
Oh no, I know. Whenever I pick like random mutators, I like consider how they would interact with one another.
Mutators.
Mhm.
They're potatoes
Mutators.
made of cow.
Mutators, they're made of fist.
Mutators.
Made a moose.
Mutators.
There's two things Canadians got unlocked, man.
Mutation.
Cows and fisting.
Mutators.
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 Mutated moose.
They're like Pokemon.
That would be the mutator
cow.
would be a good Pokemon. Yeah.
It's just a cow. Oh no, wait. There's already one that's just. A
Oh
cow.
no. I'm thinking like a fucking two-headed cow.
No, dude. RPBs,
Oh, it's a Brahmin,
man. Rocket
okay.
propelled bovine.
Listen, man. I the only way to launch a cow is using a trebuchet,
We
and I
could
will not have any of
probably
this
find a
rocketry
country
across from me.
open to our science experiments. Right?
Listen, Jesus
Well, that's
intends
fireworks.
for cows to be launched via trebuchet, not via rocket. It
Listen,
says so in
calm
the
down,
fucking
Mangala.
Bible.
Calm down.
It says it in the Bible. Why do you hate Jesus so much?
Or a regular
Now I just
catapult
want
in
to
a
load a
refrigerator.
cow into a cannon.
Okay, but why trebuchet? Can we just load a cow in a catapult and fling?
Or
No,
something.
Why a catapult? Just load
Jesus is like clearly on Team Trebuchet. He's a carpenter, man. He understands how these things work.
Take out the human cannibal and put a cow in. Good. Slap a helmet on, it'll be right.
Catapult.
Catapult, yeah.
Catapult.
It's the trebuchet.
Sounds like music to my ears. It's utterly lethal.
Run away.
All right, we're gonna close out a little bit of drop shot. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're all starting to get a little punchy.
Yeah.
It's that time of night, ladies and gentlemen.
Core 707, because we only have ever gotten one Arita for this mode that never took off.
Man,
Yeah.
I'm still holding out for Core 708.
Right?
Okay. Cocaine Voltron. Oh, we got giant ball, super bouncy, light. This shit again. Okay.
Rumble civilized.
Right.
And low grab.
Booty boost.
Wait. Nope. It's a fucking. This is beach volleyball.
Moonball, baby.
That was those were two very good boops for that team.
Wee. Boing. Bonka. Boo.
Oh.
Oh. That's a big fuck off hole. All right.
That's no move.
Someone please hit that thing.
Nope.
I was channeling a little JoJo's there. Kinda.
You need more
kinda do a little
mojo.
bit of- Trying to do a little ora, but yeah, like something like that, right? But you know what?
Me doesn't, Eugene.
I wasn't going there, Mr. Fox Dog. I don't know. I don't know what that's about, but spiky bullshit. Yes, come on, spiky bullshit.
Not much use in this mode.
No, it's super useful.
Oh, baby.
I just don't have enough time left on it.
Hi, Foxy.
No. Yeah, all right.
Oh.
Bong.
Oh, that was almost a dunk.
Oh.
Can I please get off the ceiling?
Bonk.
What's your strategy, Pedro? Aerial observation.
Yes.
I was the one trapped on the ceiling there.
It's more than a ceiling.
More than a ceiling. Fucking Marianne, man, she's walking away, or I guess drop shotting away. Man, I want to listen to some Boston now.
Wrap your minds around this, gentlemen.
Chicago.
Chicago.
No spiky bullshit. No spiky bullshit.
Whoa.
No spiky.
Maybe. Maybe.
Oh.
No.
All right. I'm desperately flailing underneath it, hoping to catch it.
Oh, no! Get rid of it! Get rid of it! Get rid of it!
Whoa.
Give it away! Give it away! Give it away now!
Hi, Foxy.
Fuck this game.
Oh, y'all!
I don't know how this is still
Bonk.
not.
Fuck off!
That's
Stay there.
impressive.
No!
It's the super bounciness, right? Like everyone has time to react. Sort of.
Douche, go in that.
Also
fucking
douche,
hole.
yeah.
Go hit it. No, wrong. Keep it other side.
What are you gonna do if you catch it, Pedro? Come on.
I'm going to flip.
Wee bonk. Yes.
Yes.
Ooh.
No.
That
no.
was
In the hole.
Oh,
Oh.
stay there. Thank you.
Nope. Oh, dude.
It bounced on a bit of non-floor there.
All right.
Get rid of it somehow, please. Anyone. Yes, that way.
No. No, that's not what I wanted to do.
Oh, fuck off.
You fuckers managed to get this into overtime. I'm really good on you lot.
That's your fault then.
It is.
Who did that? No, no, get rid of it.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Get 35
Look at
seconds
that.
past, I'm good.
Look at that score. Look at that score.
Ooh, barely too, man. It wasn't like a swish.
Come on, we've got plenty of time, plenty of holes to dig into.
You want to rephrase that, Foxy?
I don't think he does. I think Foxy chose his words very carefully. And yeah, he wants to
regret
penetrate the hole.
nothing. Floaty. Very cool.
Gotta
Go that way.
stall
Other
for
way.
10 seconds. Stall for 10 seconds.
I'm on the ceiling.
One.
Wow.
Let it hit.
Yes. Yes. Eat it. Eat it.
Nice. Oh, baby. That's just the autism.
Oh. Eat it.
Ooh, baby, a triple.
Fuck me, Jordan. Look at that score, Jordan.
Jordan
It
did
was the
better
only
than
one who
everyone.
scored.
What do you say,
Yeah.
Jordan? At least I did as good as Jordan.
At least I did. You know what? I'm just happy I fucking hit the ball, man.
Hey, man.
I'm hot garbage at drop shot. The fact that like it took fucking super special safety ball for me to like understand it just reinforces
ball
how
mode.
bad I am.
Are you trying to
Reinforce
imply
that-
that Bull was wearing a helmet?
I'm trying to imply that everyone was wearing a helmet.
Oh. And on that ball shell, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to snap the hell out of here. We'll hang out in Discord for a little bit, a few hot minutes, and say goodnight. Nightcaps, hugs, Rocket Propel, Bovine, RPBs. I want to make that a shirt, man. I'm just like a cow with some rockets on it, RPB.
Yep.
I'll wear it. That's a shirt I would actually wear because I was like, what does that mean? Exactly what you think it does.
I want the Tramouche shirt.
The cow has to have a cocaine mold.
Well, I mean, we can see how long we can milk the idea for.
Indeed. And don't worry, we'll forget all the glorious ideas by this time next week or whenever I sit down to do shirt design next time. It'll be brilliant. Thanks, everybody. In Discord, hang it out. Do I even have that shot? Man, that shot's way too tight. There we go.
Cow.
Just in time. Boo.
Cherchez la vache. Cherchez la vache.
Everyone, chill it out. Aplo, Jill, Katana, Foxy, Mir, Mr. Rohit.
Alert.
Oh, I know it, but I'm not going to address it.
Alerto. Alerto.
Go domo yourself, Pedro.
You fucking potato. Go skin yourself
What do you
alive.
think I've been doing all night?
Not skinning yourself alive.
No.
Chop chop.
Seriously, make with the chopping.
Well, I do have a knife.
All right, cut your skin off. Do it now.
All right.
Kill yourself like an
I'm down.
orange. Do it. Start from the forehead, like.
Pedro Domo.
Let's just get the seam down the middle.
Potato Domo.
Potato. Oh shit, he's a transformer made of carbs.
Starch. Potato Domo.
Bye everyone.
That